What's Papino? What's Papino? Jblack is in the building. You heard? Jblack is in the building. There's a whole lot we got to talk about. We have a whole lot to talk about. The Jprince, Gilly the Kid Wallow interview. We got the OG legend, OG Lou Sims from 142nd Street, the Lynch Mall. We got a great conversation about that. The Jblack story. They, according to street reports, he was supposed to be like, in a Fritz conversation after, Fritz passed away. And for those that may not know who Jblack is, they called him Jansen. He was on the Upper West Side of New York City. And he was running around with people like MF Doom and MF Grimm. And there's a rap group called KMD, or Salute Salute. Definitely big boy. KMD, the rap group. For those that don't remember who KMD is, was a rap group in the early 90s. They had a song with they sort of was one with the third bass, with like third bass. It was like third bass, KMD. They had a song called Peace Fuzz. I believe Sub Rock passed away, but I'm gonna do my due diligence and make sure the name. But I believe that Sub Rock passed away. And I remember one time KMD came to Albany, New York to perform. I believe it was KMD, De La Soul, Leaders of the New School. They had Busta Rhymes and Naughty by Nature. They had OPP. Brand Nubian and De La Soul. And they performed. But my man Clayton used to dance for Brand Nubian. Clayton, he went to Norman Thomas High School with us. I believe he come from the Hell's Kitchen area where I believe Alicia Keys is from. Let's give you a grasp of New York City, these rap groups. We in the buildings, a whole lot of charades and shenanigans going on. The streets is crazy. The U2 streets then got wild. The dark section and the dirty section is going bananas. And I would like to say that Jprince has finally entered the dirty section and the dark side of YouTube. Jprince, you have done it. You have put yourself in the dirtiest of all the dirts. You know what I'm saying? Because today we're going to do the necessaries. We're going to do our due diligences. In the words of Spike Lee, we're going to do the right thing. Now, Jprince is on a world tour. I guess declare his name. We get it. We understand it. We understand what you're doing, Jprince. I understand what you're doing. But for you to declare your name, you have done something that's only done on the dark side or the dirty section of YouTube. You jumped out there and you put some type of content to get your word across. You had Gilly the Kid read some paperwork. And I believe the paperwork is on an individual that might be telling in the situation. All in all, Jprince, you know this is an open homicide. But I don't know what goes on in the great state of Texas. I'm not from Texas. But one thing I'm going to say is, you had Gilly the Kid read some paperwork. And then you also threw, I think, an indirect shot at Offset. In return, Offset responds. Yo, this, that, the third. Yo, let the family breathe. Making all these interviews. Because this has become content to Jprince. This is content now. Now you become a piece of content. And you're somewhat using that power of content. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's putting you in the smack 100 lane, where you're giving up a little too much information, trying to clear your name from the situation. You're trying to remove yourself from, I had nothing to do with this. Just let Tape Off, rest in peace, bro. I mean, you're in the entertainment business, and your last beefs has been basically your hip hop beefs. or your last beefs has been hip hop issues. I mean, the last time Jprince, he was going at it with Smack 100 about Hoover and the genies, about some type of plot, and you're sending kites in his inboxes. We know dudes want to stay relevant. We get it. We understand it. We understand the language. But let's keep in mind that if Takeoff was your dear friend, as you're throwing out there, then sometimes you have to walk away from something and leave it alone. That's a little while. You're throwing out there things that the world knew. Yo, he wasn't even messing with y'all. You know, the corporate divide. At the end of the day, he was at your house. He is with your peoples, and he passed away. You can't get around him. You can't get around those conversations. You can't get around that, Jprince. You had nothing to do with that. You couldn't stop it. Because if you was able to stop it, then Takeoff would be here right now. Takeoff probably would have performed. Now, he probably been in the seats at the Grammys, because I don't believe the Migos is up for an award this year. But some things have to be left alone. You got to leave things where they need to be left at. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say China Brim, 050 The Movement, did a great story on it. Hassan Campbell did a great story on it. Harlem Legends did a great story. They did great videos on it. And you know, we have to be open-minded that these are people's opinions, how they see it, or whatever facts they're dealing with. A lot of you guys just want to be mad, this, and the third, even King Ernie, because you know King Ernie does the paperwork parties or the honor thing, and he starts snatching honor. And to be honest with you, salute. I believe that, you know, there was some dishonor right there. There's a little bit of dishonor right there. Gilly the Kid, you know better. And what I mean is that y'all taking the street language out of context. And that's why I got to salute Saladin, Jamal Saladin, because he's speaking about a narrative. One of the major speakers of the narrative, what's the difference between the streets and hip hop? A lot of you guys are doing the mix. They're mixing this up. Streets is a little more different. You can't put a street perspective when you don't like somebody, but then you do some against the street rules as y'all will put it together when it comes to certain individuals. Now, you know, and I know, Gilly King, or Kid, whatever you want to call yourself, you was not supposed to read the situation because it's still an open case. But who am I to tell you that? You know what I'm saying? But I can't also tell you that that's content. And you, your big dice was popping, and you are in the business to make money. So I can't tell you, yo, because this is what it's about. It's about saying the worst things on this platform sometimes. It's about going viral. It's about going viral. And as long as the video can be monetized, you win, right? Because it's a business. And that's where I have to go, okay, streetwise. He bugged out, top of the top, Dog Soldiers in the building. Big Dice, I'm about to put the StreamYard down there. This is the conversation we gotta have. So let's just stick to who you want to be. But stick to, I'm a journalist, I'm a blogger. Let's not go to back and forth, because this is where the message get misconstrued. Big boys in the building. Joel Ortiz, the Wolves is up. My favorite Puerto Rican, the Puerto Rican's Puerto Rican. Because the message begins to get diluted. K-O-O-N-O-O-O, what's popping? What's poppino? Digger Blood is home. Everything food. Digger Blood is home. Back to the story. We're going to try something different this morning, party people. We're going to deal with the facts, the do's and the don'ts, the who's and the whens, the whys and why nots. Things that you don't hear on a regular day. Now, again, You guys have a platform, and your job is to go find them. So you do need, this is no lie, and a lot of us, you may get upset. But on the platform, sometimes some guys, they need somebody to say the worst or do the worst. You know what I'm saying? That's why people ask the craziest questions, right? And then we begin to have, but in the streets, if you have a YouTube channel or a media channel or IG channel where you're doing content, you're somewhat out of the streets. The street game is over. It's over when it comes to this type of work. But you got to be mindful of the reaction of the people. Now, Jprince is on the world tour to clear his name. So, of course, he's going to do things that sort of police-ish, sort of triple nine-ish. He's going to do certain things that's going to go all against every rule that we stand for, as we say in these pissy hallways. Now, who the fuck is Jprince, right? Jprince been in hip-hop since the fucking 90s. You know what I'm saying? He's a hip-hop nigga. Man, I don't care about all the other stuff. We're not going to sit and talk about the streets of Houston and the Fifth Ward and all the lean and all the Robert Tussin and the Tussin they was sipping on before the lean. We don't care about that. Jprince is a hip-hop nigga at the end of the day. He's a man that's been paying taxes allegedly for the last 40 years off of hip-hop, 30 years at least. Rap a lot records. So we keep putting them to the streets because these guys do street things. They want to go to the strip club, right? Make it rain. But their income comes off of shows and making more music. When you're doing your due, right? Just sit back and listen to what I just said to you. Jprince is he's a hip hop nigga. So when he does what he do, because they want to be street, they want to walk around with the entourage, they want real things that happen in certain situations. It happens. They put themselves in harm's way. That's not what 50 years of hip hop was. When you got $1 million on your block, your job was not to crash out with the next block unless it dealt with money. I'm not going to your block if I'm doing 30, 40,000 a day because I want to crash out with you niggas at a house party or a neighborhood bar. We left that to the South Americans on 102nd Street and Lex that would get drunk and bust each over their head with bottles in that bar on the corner on the hill in East Harlem. We didn't crash out there. When dudes crashed out, it dealt with the bag or you did something to somebody. A lot of you guys are losing your mind. Salute to her first. East Harlem's in the building. This new hip hop crash out is crazy. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Jprince, you've been in hip hop for the last 30, 40 years. You're a hip hop nigga. You're a legal guy. You're legal. So now, as you're trying to clear your name out of the situation, and we get it, we understand it, you're a legal guy. Take on what the street rules are and what you think of. You sit down on certain platforms because you're a legal nigga. See, now you're on the legal tour. Now you're trying to clear your name. You're not trying to clear your name for the takeoff shit. We know that. You're trying to clear yourself for any other lawsuit that might come your way if somebody goes, yo, I'm suing this nigga. It was his event. We know how the bag go. We know the bag talk, bro. So we get the world tour you on, the sympathy you want the world to go. Nah, it wasn't like that. God forbid somebody decides they want to have a clash action suit against your stupid ass. Because y'all want to take this mob ties and mob ties. What is mob ties? Can somebody tell me what's mob ties? What is it? What's the whole purpose of mob ties? What's the whole purpose of mob ties? You're a hip hop nigga, right? You're gonna call other dudes that you feel that you're safe in their town. That's what some dudes do, but not everybody checking these hip hop niggas. Believe me, there's a bunch of dudes that go somewhere. DMX was known to go to cities and walk around. Yo, where DMX is at? That nigga's somewhere on the other side of town by himself, dolo, walking through. They go X by himself. That's DMX used to do in a lot of cities. This is DMX. So everybody don't know the checking game, but you got some dudes that checking the street niggas. Yo, that's my man. Because they don't check in, they check into what's good to them. Yo, I'm comfortable with these niggas, I'm good. I'm not in harm's way. You hip-hop niggas crash out, y'all do too much. Y'all doing way too much. You're doing way too much. The mob ain't supposed to talk about the mob. So Jprince, on this one, you drop the ball. You gotta either be corporate America or you're gonna be a street individual, but you can't do both, bro. It's never worked, and it's never worked. What you think you're the fridge? You're the first smart nigga? Oh, I'm a hip hop nigga when the feds come. You call the feds. What you mean? Investigate about the feds before? Like, what's wrong with you, bro? But these are the messages you want to tell the youth when you go to school now. You gotta pick a side, bro. Is this what you're telling the kids? Yo, it's okay to do street shit, but no, really don't do street shit. But certain situations you have to do street shit. Make your mind up, bro. You niggas is crashing out. I just seen some shit the other day that made no sense to me, right? Whack 100, aka Smack 100. Shout out to P and Stricken Mentality for coming with that aka. Shout out to the guards of King Bloody Bunch, Stricken Mentality, Tierra, Big Juice, and all of them over there. You know what I'm saying? Black 100 goes into full-fledged war. Jim Jones, he's a rat. 999, paperwork party. Fake paperwork parties. Yo, Jim Jones is a rat. That's how I feel about Jimmy. Right? His artist, salute. His artist, Ray J, his man, is at Jim Jones' mother house. Now, I'm not saying that for him to be beefing with Jim Jones and Ray J, but I have to sit here and go, all the hours that you said online, calling this guy all type of rats and this, that, and the third, and what you do to him if you catch him and this, that, and the third, you did it for the play. I have to shout E-Bands out for this. Because E-Band films will always say, niggas is in it for the play. Some word he used. I may not agree with everything E-Band say, but he's right on this one. When the smoke cleared, what the fuck is Ray J doing at your crib? What are you doing at Dr. Dre's party in LA? So they do it because this is the only clout they got left. A lot of these dudes don't have no talent. The ones that want to still rap, they're not going nowhere. So why not? Yo, call me a rat. I don't know because now this doesn't make sense to me. Because if Ray J got access to be in your mother's crib, Smack 100 got access to be at your mom's crib when you pull up. I don't think he extorting you. Y'all just played the play. It's business. These niggas is hip hop niggas, and they they go viral. One was popping God body piece of the guards, and they go viral. You have to enter the dirty section, the dark side. You gotta put anything that you stood for in the garbage can because I need to be relevant. Yo, those 8 tracks you made is whack. They're not gonna go nowhere. What else we got left? Yo, son, I'm gonna call you all type of snitches online. Don't worry about it. You're gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Jprince is on a Tattletale tour right now. Are you serious? Mr. Mob Ties himself? Platform to platform going, yo, we had nothing to do with it. It's really this nigga. Athlete, it's their fault. Look, they man tell him. Enough is a fucking enough. Same thing with 1090 Jake. I don't know how to Jake. My man China fucks with him. They fuck with him. But 1090 Jake name on a piece of goddamn paper. The thing that fucks me up is, out of all the abuse he gave this white boy, P&O, you finally found some shit you had on it. It took you some time to get it, but you got some paperwork on it. You waited till he got 1 million subscribers in it. You know what I'm saying? Now, to keep this in mind, You're going to learn something here. 1090 Jake was never in the dirty section until last summer. So by the time 1090 Jake hit the dirty section, he was 900,000 subscribers in. There's nothing the dirty section could do but promote him and keep his ratings up. And I'm going to tell you who introduced him to the dirty section. Because we got to talk our shit. We got to be real. We got to keep it funky. It wasn't even Hassan Campbell. It was Bullets Gotti. Bullets Gotti and Roski. Little Roski. They seen some shit with the guy in Albany Projects and Scheme. Those three brought him into the dirty section. Oh, and call-outs. It was like 4 of them call-outs. We got to give people their due diligences. They brought him over here. They made reaction videos. Yo, what was he doing in the Albany Projects? Yo, such and such, such and such. Unique man. I can't be faded. Now, do you not believe that none of these bloods? Yeah, that's right, White Carson. Who's shot, and it's a fact. You think none of these infamous gang members didn't know about this paperwork? They don't give a fuck about that. Feeding the fucking wolves. What? You a man in. I don't think he's not doing what you think he's doing. Believe that. Remy's just smart. She's just smarter than the average bear. Remember, you know what I'm saying? She is smarter than the average bear. She's just not stupid. Wait a minute, hold on. She probably knew the nigga was paying no mind. Wait a minute, this 1090 Jake. Whatever happened, bring it to the hood. Welcome to the dirty section. One of these niggas gonna get mad and talk shit, and it's gonna work out. And this is gonna be information that's in the streets. That shit you did, we don't really care about that. He ain't get faded yet. Only thing that has happened is he's been welcomed to the dark side and the dirty section of YouTube. That's it. But a millionaire, he got like what? He done picked up an extra 100,000 from the dirty section, another 100,000 from the dark side. So now you need controversy in your life, right? So now when he goes live. I remember call-outs was losing his mind. One thing I'm going to say about call-outs is I never really got the grip of what this platform was about. Then I realized he called niggas out. He even called me out a couple of times. 3 videos. He called shit out that he see that something ain't right. He just speaks his mind. But that's the reason for his content. I'm call-out CV. So I'm calling you niggas out if I see something that I think that should be called out. Just like 10 Toes Down got he got to hold some type of accountability. People got their platforms. We just don't understand that these guys have, with these platforms, you look at it as, oh, it's a slander camp. It's a slander platform. It's not a slander camp. That's their platform. But he the one that brought that out there. Gotta get the likes. Hit the like button. Listen, the like button is not ain't gonna wake nobody up out their sleep. Just hit the like button because I like to see it. You know what I'm saying? I just like to see 50, 60 likes. You know what I'm saying? The dirty streets is getting dirty. It's getting dark. That's why I said I have a whole lot of shit to talk about. We touched on Jprince. 1090 J. Some people like it or love it. He's some of your homies. East side, you hear me? Dig a blood home. Just let you know DB home. Anything food, you heard? Anything food. Dig a blood at home, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black. Black to move to Queensbridge somewhere. Shout out to Black. Black in the bridge somewhere, you heard? Shout out to Black, man. Now, we have a joyous Monday morning. Wednesday morning. That's right, he's on his visa pass. Black got a visa pass to Queensbridge Project somewhere. Shout out to Black, he got his visa. He in the bridge somewhere, you heard? You know, black on the south side, 121 bricks and all that. We here. This is where we at. He's getting. He got the visa pass. I like that. Dog Soldier, I like that. They gave 1090 Jeep the tourist visa pass, brought his ass to Albany Projects. That shit worked. Went viral. Welcome to the dirty section. They gave him the visa pass. Yo, you got the tourist pass. You good. You with Remy. You with the homie. Shout out to my nigga Blood Sport and all that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, you guys are confusing street shit with real shit, right? Good example. A guy came on a guy who y'all call this infamous gang member gets online one day. So talk about this co-defendant. He goes, yo, I see niggas giving my co-defendant, Lou Sims, allegedly, $40,000 on extortion, on paying him to stay out the way. But then we hear Lou Sims on Vlad, yo, I was getting paid $1,000 a hit. The math don't go, the math gotta add up. This shit is crazy. So you telling me niggas are so scared they give you 40, 50,000 just if they thought you was riding on the block. But for you to smoke a nigga, yo, just give me a G. You know what I'm saying? But one thing, because I'm not switching up the content, this is what I mean about the internet and the streets. Just like Lou Sims said, people will come online and say anything sometimes. Yo, da-da-da-da-da. Lou Sims did, I don't front, when I was younger, Lou Sims had a very reputable name. The lynch mob dudes were scared of him. He may not realize it because, you know, sometimes you don't see it. But you had a lot of dudes that wouldn't go to 142nd Street because they were scared of the name lynch mob. I'm not going over there. Them niggas is crazy. But I've been in the spot with Lou Sims. Yo, he's cool. He's respectable. He pay attention to his surroundings. But he's respectable. And I watched some real shit happen. Young boy walked in there, had words with one of his mans. Lou grabbed him up. Yo, son, da-da-da. Young boy respected him, son. He said, yo, I'm not gonna, yo, son, because of you, I'm not saying nothing to him. Not that young of a boy, but I'm sitting there going, that's real. That's what an OG is. Young boy came back, hold on, young boy, relax. I told you that's my man, that's family. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Yo, because of you, OG, and the young boy left. There was no complex. There was no fuck you old niggas. There was none of that. It was nothing but respect. A lot of dudes built their reputations up before them niggas only hit 20. And Lou Sims is one of those who built his reputation up before the age of 20. Now, I didn't hear a lot of the Vlad interview, but I got a lot of phone calls. The phone calls from Chicago, Milwaukee, somewhere in the dirty alley in the Bronx. Yo, see this nigga Lou Sims. Yo, Lou. Lou came back like 100 years. Salute, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I listened to one of the shows that Lou Sims was speaking on, and what he said was, he was on New York Times. He understood, I got the rest of my life from this motherfucker. I'm on my New York shit. And this is what I mean when he decided, when he listened to Tupac's stepfather, yo, young boy, you got potential. You get the fuck out of here. There's some technicalities. There's things they did wrong. It's overwork your paperwork. Why don't you, instead of you fighting for your city, fight for your freedom? Welcome home, Lou Sims. He came home. Just like you said, while he was losing his mind, going to the box, his co-defendant was like, fuck that. Some of them was like, I'm not on that type of time. I'm trying to get out of here. Salute to Lou Sims, man. Understand, listen to the stories. One thing I am going to say, though, is that I'm going to play some of the content that everybody's calling me about. Shout out to Money D. Shout out to God's King. It was a conversation. One, it was popping. It was a deep conversation. Now, that's what you call an OG. When I could go somewhere with somebody, because it was the birthday party for his brother. I was there. I was invited there by Unique Mecca Audio. Double J was on the 1 and 2s. The who's who from Harlem was in the building of that cloth. That cloth was in the building. I was in the building. Shout out to DJ Capone. He was in the building. Not just us. Legends. Street niggas y'all can't get next to was in the building. That cloth was in the building because it was Lou Sims' brother's birthday. Shout out to OG Daniels, who was in the building. Club Legends. For those that know what Club Legends is, that's the club allegedly Alpo got shot at. I was inside the club. Shout out to Tone and them niggas, the club owners, Gus and all of them. If you ain't paying attention, they've been doing the Vlad video premieres there. They did it for the Cisco Kid 116, the son and the moms, and they did it for Lou Sims. They did the premieres. They're doing Cavario's doing a good job. Y'all say what you want to say. You feel the way you want to feel about Cavario, but he's definitely got Harlem on his back right now. He's changed the story from Nicky Barnes and Alpo, Rich, AC. So now the Lou Sims, you can speak now. Unique, you can speak now. Cisco Kid, you can speak now. And sometimes when you shut up and you just listen, you learn something. Shout out to Cisco 116, the son. He did like 30 years, but from DC. I would never knew that Michael Frey was his people's. That Red Jack was his stepfather. So we got a man, another man who's on other platforms. Yo, Michael Frey this, and yo, this guy that, and Red Jack this and Red Jack that. There's people in the street that love this nigga. DC in the building, man. DC in the building. Where DC at, man? So now when we doing our due diligence, when we do our just dues, right? Big Dice is in the building. We're going to pull them up in a second. The Chronicles. We're going to get down to the meat and potatoes, the nitty gritty. Because the streets and hip hop, right? We talk about the streets and hip hop. Back to Lou Sims. I'm in the building. This brother coming through there. They got furs and champagne. That's all you see is furs and champagne. One thing about Harlem niggas, you can't give a Harlem nigga more than $2,000. They're going to spend $1,500 on the mink. The Harlem niggas. They come through with the minks, the mink hats, the funny leather jackets. With 2-3 Lulu niggas looking around. They got the tray of champagne. I'm not going to lie to you. They was giving the Hennessy away. I was able to purchase at least 6-7 cups of Hennessy with my credit card. No, debit card. The bar game is different. Not the same as East Harlem from the 80s, my nigga. We got cards, nigga. I'm sitting in the corner. On the side joint, looking around crazy. Shout out to Cali Millionaire. It's a different type of Harlem. They're screaming out 40th. So I'm looking around, because you know those is dangerous blocks. If you're from New York City, when you're not from that side, you think you hear, yo, the 40 Wolves, Lynch Mob. Those was dangerous names in the 80s when you wasn't from over there. They got sort of the 40 Wolves. Did you hear about who came from 40th? Kuda Love, Nelly. You know what I'm saying? The rapper Nelly. But you wasn't going over there. You wasn't G-Soul the 40th if you ain't know a nigga. Because anything can happen. Y'all say Brownsville was bad. Those side blocks was dangerous. But again, you have to experience it. You have to go over there. Now, the more of the story I'm trying to tell you was, when the guy says, yo, it was alleged that we taking $1,000 hits. The names that's behind, the names that they're putting behind these hits that they might have been accused of was the who's who. Like, damn, you got $20,000 for that one. Oh shit, They did that. That was definitely a $50,000 hit touch right there. So what I'm telling you was when a nigga said, yo, just give me $1,000, I'm gonna smoke him. It's who they smoked. You know what I'm saying? It's who got hit. The difference between the streets and the internet. He said he went to Alabama. I can play this shit. I'm gonna play this shit. He went to Alabama to do some shit for 2 racks. The nigga passed 20 states to get there. Yo, the nigga passed 20 states in 2000. What was $2,000 in 1989? 20,000? You know what I'm saying? For 2 racks. Yo, that's the case. I went to Alabama, such and such. Something got touched. They had to smuggle me to Atlanta. This shit is, you can't make this shit up. Just imagine who was the victim in this situation. These names that they're victims, when you hear who they victims was, not just killing wise, allegedly getting punched in the face and dudes that was getting chased down the block. The victims is like, oh shit. You punched him in the mouth. He was $1 million nigga. Yo, Foots, you know it's the truth. Foots, y'all know it's the truth. You're sitting back like, yo, the nigga see. Think about this. It's not the $1,000. It's who they hit. Grand Glorious was popping. Team Rico polo shirts is in the building. I'm representing St. Louis today, and I'm also representing Mitchell and Ness. This is not a commercial. Some African Americans owns Mitchell and Ness now. Jay-Z and so on and so on. And I just like to represent for our people because it is Black History Month. And for those that don't know, in the great state of Texas, they're not teaching kids in their classroom about Harriet Tubman. So we have to have these conversations because in every region, in every market, I asked a kid out of Houston, what you know about Harriet Tubman? He said he doesn't know. This is dirty, dingy, and dangerous. How? You know what I'm saying? It's who you hit. It's who you touch. The names that surrounded around somebody victims, you're like, yo, he could easily got 30,000 for that one. Mind you, it's alleged a reputable gang member that dudes is dropping off 30,000, 40,000 to him. Wait a minute, that's a $39,000 difference. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. There was something in the conversation I was having in the dirty, dingy, dangerous world. Like I said, the who's who and the who's not. I hate bringing this name up in conversations like this. But look, even Preacher, he kidnapped Bobby. Well, he bought Bobby. He really ain't kidnapped Bobby. Somebody else kidnapped Bobby. He went and he bought Bobby. Who buys an individual? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? That's like the slave trade, bro. How do you hear, yo, I got Bobby Brown, he owe me some money. Yo, what? No, I'm going to buy him for you. Preacher and him allegedly takes Bobby Brown. One way or another, Preacher got 200,000. We don't know what Preacher did to him. Most likely it was something strange for a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Foot. It's shot. So now we wonder why a lot of this racism, because they start with the straight 60s. They start from the Pilgrims to the Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else is normalized. Yo, they were slaves until at least 2005. What? Technically, our laws say they were still slaves. That's, you know what I'm saying? In the back countries of Dallas, got a couple of slaves out there. Dirty, dingy, and dangerous. That's why you got to teach your kids, man. And the person who told me this was actually a Caucasian. That's fucked up. I said, damn, so you don't know about Harriet Tubman? He looked at me like, I was, nah, Zeke, who's that? I said, he has a high school diploma. I said, damn, what backwoods town is that shit? You gotta send 10 toes down there. And isn't that where you gotta send 10 toes down there? Maybe we gotta bring some accountability to these niggas. Fly him out. Isn't that where that clown Charleston White from? That's why he be talking that ignorant shit he be talking. He doesn't know what the fuck he be talking about. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know who Harriet Tubman is. I'm pretty sure in Fort Worth, Texas. They're not teaching you niggas that. But this ain't about you, Charleston White. We're not talking about the gay votes and all this other shit that you see my Whack 100. No, we're touching it and we're touching on the touches. Lou Sims back to you, bro. I'm in the club with Lou Sims. I'm out back against the wall. I'm 3 Hennies in. But I'm not hyped because I know there's 20 meat coats around me. This shit was like, I felt like I was in The Godfather. I felt like I was at a Nicky Barnes party or something. I tell you, man, you can't give a Harlem nigga more than $1,200. They're gonna spend $1,000 on a mink and got 200 in their pocket. And they're gonna get a bunch of singles and buy Bacardi and rum. Yo, let me get a Bacardi and rum. This just costs $2 at the bar. Coming through. With the Harlem niggas, I'm posted up. They're playing all that, the 80s shit and all this shit. So I think I'm in the rooftop and start smiling. No, because when my generation, the shoulders start moving around all crazy. By itself, I ain't gotta talk to my shoulders. I'm just standing there, yo, word, son, yeah, you right. That's when you get the Brucey B feeling and the double J's. That was one of the trolls in the building. The trolls in the building. We here. Let's get back to the content. I told you, the young boy, he bumped, I think, one of the club owners. Young boy was a dirty nigga. Do-rag on, dirty hoodie, tight jeans. Not even tight jeans. Adidas. When you see them young boys with big diabetic Diodore sneakers, the diabetic ones, with the black Adidas warm-up pants, nothing but trouble. Oh, God. He got the dirty nigga. He got gloves on. Oh, God, this shit about to go south. We had an OG party. This nigga come through. They got cameras and champagne, and this tight nigga coming in here. He looking around. He bumping the club owner like, yo, what's up? Oh, Lou Sims calmed the situation down. And that's our OG. The young boy didn't leave and come back and shoot the club up. That says a lot about who Lou Sims is. The respect of the respect. Assassin BS is in the building. I was a guest in Harlem House, in Spanish Harlem. I ain't seen not one Boricua in the fucking building. It was popping, man, kid. It was popping. But one thing I am going to say, though, I was safe. I even got a cup of champagne. You know, one thing about a $2 nigga, you get the cup. That cup swing around. Yo, son, hit a nigga twice. Yo, don't forget me. So I had a cup of some of the good old rosé. Shout out to Rosé. Whoever Rosé, yeah, shout out to Rosé, my nigga. Rosé. Back to Lou Sims. So Lou Sims, according to his records, this is his recollection. They was doing hits for $1,000. You know, allegedly. But when you put the names behind the hits, you're like, what? Get the fuck out of here? $1,000, $2,000, you go across the country? It's crazy. Yo, Rosé was popping. Now, hip-hop in the streets. There was the guy called Jblack. Jansen. Allegedly, he got assassinated on the day that he was supposed to sign a record deal for a rapper called MF Grimm, who saw to say he's in a wheelchair. MF Grimm. At the barbershop, come out, it got crazy. Some things got crazy. Now, it's alleged the word on the dirty streets of West Harlem was, yo, Jblack can't cross 125th Street. And that doesn't mean not ride through and have fun. Basically, he can't get no money. His was past 125th. People didn't understand what the language was about. They didn't understand, was it hate? They don't know. Did he not want to pay? We don't know. One thing we do know is word of the street was he couldn't pass 125th. For those who doesn't know what 125th is, that's where Apollo's at, where Dapper Dan was at, Mark 125 was at, Dr. J's, the state building. Who give you, that's not from the United States of America or 125, because that's the middle of the Mecca. If you keep going straight down 125, you went right into Grant Projects. MMG's is on 125th, right? Where Jay Hodges was popping. MMG's, remember? Right by Kong, 125th. what's that? 125. That's Concord, right? You go up that hill, that's Concord. But that corner is what? That's not. Hold on. When you make that turn, that's Concord. Yeah. I mean, 8 MGs. It was a dime. Y'all niggas know. Put it in there. I'm 50 years old. 50 years of hip hop. You heard? Yeah, shout out to my man Monster and them niggas. This be on 126. My man Monster, you heard? Yeah, that dude Crips. I think they was Crips or something. My man Monster and them from on that side. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everything in Manhattanville, Old Broadway and all that. You want to talk about New York? Let's talk about it. Again, they said Jblack couldn't cross 125th. That was the word of the dirty streets of Harlem. Whatever happened, bad situation happened. Now again, who's MF Grimm? MF Grimm was running around rappers. This is the ever in hip hop. The ever in hip hop. You had the Curious Georges. Let me get to the paperwork, the files. Let me see. Hold on one second. Debbie, shout out to Astronaut. He gave me some good information, man. Now we're about to go to MF Grimm. MF Grimm, who he is. Hip hop, right? Streets. Now MF Grimm was in the streets, I guess, but he was a rapper. It's alleged that that's what DMX was talking about in the last verse of Get At Me Dogs. The last verse, he was talking about MF Grimm. That's the allegations, allegedly. MF Grimm. Let me get to the files, party people. Let me get to the files. MF Grimm right here. MF Grimm. It's alleged that MF Doom wore the mask on his face because the situation with his brother, Janton, Jblack. Now, MF Grimm. This is a little bit of history about MF Grimm. He goes Percy Carey. He was born 1970. Also known by the stage name MF Grimm, Grim Reaper, GM Grimm, and originally Build and Destroy is an American. He was on Sesame Street because he came from a middle-class household. That means he wasn't a poor kid growing up. Just like a bunch of other dudes that in the streets that got caught up in the streets. They didn't grow up in bad homes. Look at Lakey the Kid. His father was a corrections trainer on Rikers Island. Lakey the Kid from Queens. You know what I'm saying? Look at Lakey the Kid's reputation, and we talk about who his father was. Look at Mark Cross. He came from a good home. A lot of the gangsters really didn't come from twisted households. I don't want the Catholic school, private school. They ate every day. They was fresh. And MF Grimm was one of those type of guys. Yeah. Lakey the Kid's father was corrections trainer. That means that Lakey the Kid came from a good house. Yes, he came from a good home. But we don't know outside looking in, it's a good home. We don't know what goes on inside the household. So we can't speak for what goes on indoors. But one thing we can say is that who would have thought that a lot of these guys came from something that's good. They don't have a struggling story when it comes to the block. But like I said, we don't know what was going on behind closed doors. Shout out to Queensbridge, word. But MF Doom, because of Morgan Freeman was his neighbor, the actor, Lean On Me, helped arrange him to cast as a child as an actor on Sesame Street. He first appeared in episode 7. He appeared on the show from ages 5 to around 9. That means that he had some money. His family had some money. One episode, he lost his tooth, and Jimmy Henson had a dream. He had woke up one night. Now, during his teenage years, Grimm becomes involved with the hip-hop community and decided that he wanted to be an MC at the age of 14. His mother supported his dream and bought him turntables and a microphone. Like most individuals, parents bought them a microphone and turntables. You know what I'm saying? He went to Park West, which is very interesting because Park West during those years was the Decepticon era or the Brooklyn era. It was either or. Park West High School was in Manhattan, was filled with a bunch of Brooklyn cats. Shout out to Graphics, Decepticons, rest in peace to Rumble, and the case may be. You know what I'm saying? He went to Park West after beating up a dean of a drug debt. Now, let's get there. His career. MF Grimm's career began in the 1980s where he performed in New York City. He later went on tour with MC Lyte as well into the 1990s. Grimm continued to perform at freestyle competitions and performed alongside rappers Lord Finesse, Jizza, and Lost Professor, among others. MF Grimm's most recent release, whatever the case may be, 1990s. In the early 90s, Carey moved to California where he formed a DJ rapper group called the Grave Diggers, but they're not the Grave Diggers that we know with RZA and all of them. You know, shout out to the Grave Diggers rap group, and also salute to the Flatliners rap group that was signed to Def Jam Records, my man Digger and all of them. Not Digger Blood, but the other Digger, you know what I'm saying? From Brooklyn, from the style. Through the mid-90s, worked together with Rock Raider as his DJ. In 1993, Grimm placed third at the World Supremacy DJ Battle. Okay. I guess on Jack the Rapper convention, he shared the stage with Lady of Rage, Tupac the Dog Pound in Atlanta. He also collaborated with hip-hop legends like Kool G Rap, Curious, and KMD, appearing on albums and singles by them. In 1993, MF Grimm had recorded an album worth of material that was to serve as a debate album after being shot and hospitalized. A lot of the material was stolen and lost, and it wasn't expected that he would survive his coma. After he woke up from his coma, Grimm was able to retrieve some of his lost records, and some of his material went to be released later as singles and later formed a compilation called Scars and Memories. Now, the day he got shot, he was with MF Doom's brother, Jansen, a.k.a. Jblack. Rest in peace to Jblack. So, how does this tie into what Zeke is talking about? Because if you was outside and you understand the language that I'm using, then you will understand that it ties in somewhere. Like, oh shit, boom, 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 bing, bing, bing. Unique Mecca Audio's in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Unique Mecca Audio's in the building. Now, peace to the gods. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a time in hip hop. Shout out to Unique. Shout out to Unique. He's in the building. He's the key. He come from a different clever. He helped hip hop in the Mecca, New York, where we had clubs that was pumping the culture, diverse. You know what I'm saying? He had a club 2000. He was pushing the culture forward. He bought the club. He took that generation of hip hop from the street corners to his club in a fashionable way, because a lot of people assume to go clubbing in Manhattan, you had to go downtown to get dressed and be casual and be fly. No, he changed that environment with Club 2000. Definitely salute. Mecca Audio's in the building. Now, it ties into some tie-ins, but you have to be outside to realize this. Now, MF Doom happened to be Jansen's brother. Now let's see who. KMD, the rap group, Sub Rock, and rest in peace, and MF Doom passed away. But that's a different generation of hip hop. But Jblack was in the street, but he was, I guess, MF Grimm's manager. Now you understand what I'm saying? Now, like I said, the phone calls is crazy, but what I'm gonna say is, names like Lou Sims and them was serious, like respectable. Like those were respected names. Like I said, definitely wasn't from that side of town. You highly respected those names. You ain't go over there unless you knew somebody. Some people, you know what I'm saying? But one thing about Harlem is Harlem cats, you get around Harlem cats, they show love. It's nothing but love. They politics is they politics. That's one thing with them. They politics is they politics. That's you know what I'm saying? You get around them, it's nothing but love. So a lot of times you have to be mindful and clear. You know, Unique, I got an idea. Somebody keep throwing in the air to me. We could put some shit together. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. For those that want to speak about the class, because there's a difference between the streets and hip hop. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. The lynch mob on the west side of Harlem been a part of hip hop. Many people that made rap songs and put them in the verses and put them in these songs. They people that went on these platforms, the bigger ones, yo, from Harlem, these mention these crews and these side blocks. They mention them, right? So loose ends been a part of our lives before we read the Fred magazines or we read the Dawn Divas or we read whatever. The real ones is in the building. A lot of people don't even know Brand Nubians, All for One, boom, was at a store that Unique owned. I'm gonna show you the picture. And I'm gonna tell you how real Unique is, you know what I'm saying? He put me on the phone with Lord Jamal. He put me on the phone with Lord Jamal. Can't tell what he's talking about. But to speak to a rapper from that golden era. Yo, Zeke, hold on, boom. Oh shit. Lord Jamal. The same man you seen on the wire with the dreads. He has a podcast too, Peace of the Gods. Right? 50 years of hip hop. They go part of 50 years of hip hop. Some of y'all in the chat need to be thanking people like Mecca Audio that was able to pass the music, the sound, the culture. A lot of us didn't know that on my side, he was even getting that type of, he was something special because not so many people had commercial time on a commercial station. We may not heard hip hop every day, but we heard Mecca Audio, Party Club 2000, hip hop. We may not have heard about Tribe Called Quest every day, unless we was on the Make It to Break It, or we had to wait to Saturday. But we heard, yo, Monday to Thursday, yo, Tribe Called Quest is performing at Club 2000. Yo, yeah, he helped the algorithm. Just like video music bots helped the algorithm. He's a part of that, the pushing of hip hop, where dudes began to take it a little more serious. Shout out to Russell Simmons, shout out to Benny. Y'all want to hear street stories all day, but you don't understand what this man did for the culture. He brings Luke Skywalker to New York. What happens? What's next? We hear about Shy-D and them. We hear about the DC sounds, right? Doing the buddy, all that other stuff. That he's bringing that sound back to New York. Then what happens after that? What happens after that? A guy named Rob Bass, he makes a song that's supposed to, rest in peace to Easy Watch, that's supposed to be like a song like that, dancing music. Who pumps that culture? Who's pushing that culture? Unique. It wasn't about old school and new school. It's about the times, the life and times of hip hop. When you mention 50 years of hip hop, he's in the top 10. 10 top, the first 10 names, or you say the first 9 Brims or the first 20 Billies or whatever, the first Rolling 60s, he's in the top 10. Because you can't forget the promoters, the club owners. Let's talk about the fucking clubs then. The Fever, 1018. The community centers. Remember, we can't forget about the community centers. What else you had? Club 2000. Uptown, I'm talking about Uptown, not downtown, not the Roxy, not CBB, all the other shit. Uptown. The Rooftop, SNS Club. But those clubs was basically something different. Hip-hop clubs. That's what hip-hop clubs. We're playing hip-hop and R&B and some Jamaican. I'm talking about I'm Sorry. Is all that you can say. That hip-hop. When Boosie B is, before Boosie B caught a street at 9, what the fuck he caught for doing the things he had to do. Shout out to DJ Chillwood from the East Side, you heard? By the time Video Music Box popped off, Some of those videos I was watching was at Club 2000. You know what I'm saying? The Q Club, those is hip hop clubs that help move the culture forward. Push it. Bimmy running with Russell Simmons, right? Run DMC was never on Def Jam. He was on Profile Records. Some of the first hip hop tours, Run DMC. Who was there? Bimmy. He believed in the culture. Russ management is what you can say is Rock Nation now. Russell was managing everybody. Who was there? We're talking about Def Jam Records on Elizabeth Street, when that block had more crackers than anything else on the Lower East Side. Shout out to Roots Projects, Campos, Rios, the Ave, LaGuardia Projects, the little small brick building, to all my mans that went to Smith Projects. I guess shout out to Steve and Smith Projects. All my mans went to Seward Park, Seward Annex, and LaGuardia Projects. Yeah, Houston and all that. Where Cats is at. That part of, that's the LES. Those was crack blocks, allegedly. Those was crack blocks. The Ave was dope blocks. But you had to be outside for that. Pushing the culture forward. This is hip-hop, party people. This is hip-hop. 50 years of hip-hop. And Lou Sims been in some of our conversations, in some of our raps for the last 20, 30 years. Where to some point where some dudes want to act like the stories that they heard about Lou Sims. At least he never got the preacher tag. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say that. He's never gotten this News with Strange for a little bit of change tag. He never got that shit. He never got that. He's never gotten that. See, preacher telling doesn't is we can't forget everything else he's done that's worse than him telling. You know what I'm saying? But people like Lou Sims never had that tag on. And I'm happy the man has a chance to speak. And he's showing, if a little bit of patience, you do the right thing will happen. He ain't killed nothing since he been out. He ain't punched a nigga, he ain't punched somebody in the face yet. He ain't gunned nothing down. He's just being Lou Sims. If you listen to what he's saying, there's a bunch of victims. There's a bunch of real victims. Remember, they victims wasn't innocent bystanders. Allegedly. I gotta say allegedly. Whoever they victims was. Whoever the victims was, these wasn't innocent bystanders. So for a man to walk around the streets of Harlem the way he walked around these streets of Harlem, that means that's a man that was loved. Now, I can play the audio. This is what my man's like, yo, see that all the hits, what? But you gotta hear the names that's affiliated with these $1,000 hits allegedly. Like, get the fuck what? For 1,000? You know what I'm saying? We can't forget that part of the culture. I'm from the East Harlem, man. We had our crazy Puerto Ricans. We had our head techs from the Madison Mall. You know, we had some wild Puerto Ricans. Don't get it twisted. We had some wild, not just Puerto, we had some wild cats running around doing the things like the Randy Love Walkers. We had them. We had the Hootie Bang Bangs. We had the bullies, you know what I'm saying? We had them. I would say bullies. But a lot of these dudes came from good homes. You'd be surprised. I think Hootie went to Catholic school. Like, are you serious? These dudes, but like I said, we don't know what goes on in dudes' households. We just see what we see outside. Outside looking in, they get new sneakers. They don't have to hustle. They got good garments on. They don't have to break the law. But they knee deep in the streets. Some of your most famous names came from a mother who went to church every Sunday. And a lot of times, that's what kept a lot of you simple, silly niggas alive. Because somebody knew your moms. Your moms got you to pass. Yo, I really want to kill this nigga, but I love his mother. And that's what they tell a nigga, just don't come around no more, son. Just get the fuck out of here. Don't come around no more. Because you love a nigga, because you're like, I love a nigga moms. His mom's is an angel. But this nigga's a piece of shit. But his mom's died tomorrow, he's off the map. He's out of here. He's to the fucking moon. The streets, y'all keep saying the streets don't love nobody, right? I'm going to tell you a story, right? Let me tell you a motherfucking story. Since y'all niggas want to sit around and tell us street niggas that dedicated a lot of our time in the streets, full-time, not part-time, not in the middle, not in the minimums. Exactly. Don D. Paul. As soon as mommy passed away tomorrow, this nigga's out of here. We used to tell niggas, was keeping your ass alive as your moms, my nigga. Get the fuck out of here, man. Go find your way. Get the fuck on, nigga. But if you keep violating, we're going to break your mother's heart. That's how that shit happened. You have to really violate for a nigga to go fuck his moms. Because it's a decision being made. You just don't kill like you wait for the morning. Yo, I want this nigga dead. It's a lot of conversation that come with a death sometimes. I don't know. I'm just giving you my allegations of what I think. You know what I'm saying? Yo, son, this, that, and the third. What are the factors here? Yo, his mom's is cool. His brother's all right. He's just a clown-ass nigga. What should we do? Should we kill this nigga? Nah, son, he called me for 3 bricks. What am I supposed to do? Be catching me off the moon. You know his mom's. You see a nigga on the side block. Get the fuck in the car. Yo, get the fuck out of here, son. Niggas done put niggas on before. I say it's backdoor shit. Niggas done put niggas on. This nigga done kill you, my nigga. Just stay away, bro. Yeah, so I'm a real nigga, son. You're gonna break your mother's heart, bro. If niggas kill you, they're gonna break your mother's heart. So when a nigga see a nigga on the avenue after he done truly violated, that means you don't give a fuck. Nigga, fuck it. He's out of here. It took a lot of thought to finally go on. This nigga out of here, man. Niggas wasn't serial killers. It took a lot of manipulation sometimes. That's where the $1,000 hits came out. It can't be on my conscience. But a lot of dudes that passed away, they wasn't innocent niggas in these dirty, dingy streets. It wasn't like now when somebody shoots a whole bus stop up. Dudes is getting direct to the target. Direct to the target. We're not talking about it. What I'm trying to get to is it took a whole lot. This is the information some of you niggas might need to hear this sometime. Love something more than yourself. Stop being selfish. I'm 50 years old telling you niggas stop being selfish. That sounds insane. What are you being selfish for? He home. Ferris is home. So we know exactly, see? Back to caring about something more than yourself. Loving something more than yourself. Right? I was about to tell you a story. I'm going to get to the story. My man, brother, does a whole bunch of GHG. He official OG. He put work where he wanted to put work at. Brother, love him. Brother, official cat. He tells his brother, his little brother, his brother, yo, I got some work. Put my work with your work, and we can. He tells his brother, his older brother, like, nah, you bug, I'm doing that. Why am I gonna put your work with my work? He tells us, in response, his brother tells him, well, fuck it. I'm gonna shoot the corner up. I'm gonna fuck who out there? His brother goes, so what that mean? If I'm out there, you gonna shoot the corner up? Nigga said, heard what I said. If I go out there and I see them niggas on the corner, I'm shooting the corner up. Basically, if you're out there, you're gonna get hit too, nigga. That's the streets we come from. Those are the dirty, dingy streets we come from. Oh, what? She passed away? That was my man. My man passed away, her baby father. Wow. Janelle was in the Jeep one day and some Crips shot the Jeep up. Her baby father, what's his name, man? He passed away, man. What's the little homie name, man? He passed away, man. He's from the Bronx. He passed away. Wow. May, you know what I'm saying? May Janelle rest in peace, man. Her baby father, that's my man. I forgot. He passed away like 2 years ago. Little homie. Yeah, from the X, from the Bronx. That's how I met her. I met her with him. Because they always disconnect. Yeah, definitely Janelle. May she rest in peace, man. Definitely rest in peace to Janelle, man. Rest in peace to Jessica from Albany too. Up top, the UTB crew lost a good one. Jessica Wallace. Definitely rest in peace to Jessica Wallace from Albany. You heard? It was UTB, always be on Street Boys. It was that's that culture. Albany, early 90s, Freaky Fridays, DJ Young Wise parties, Chris Cool parties, and all that. You already know Domino's, that club on the corner. I forgot the name of that shit that's on Union. And whatever the fuck that shit is. That shit on State Street. Couple of spots over there, man. The Holiday Inn spots and all that. Definitely salute to this 518 in Albany, New York, Schenectady, New York. Upstate, that's upstate, well, actually middle of the state. Not upstate, it's going further upstate. But it's not as far as Syracuse and Buffalo and Niagara Falls, like in the middle. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? So just doing the due diligence. Shout out to my man. I told you, tell Phil dig a blood home, you heard? Everything food. Tell you know what I'm saying? Let Phil know, man, at the slipper, everything, dig a blood is home, everything food. So what I'm saying is hip hop, right? In the streets, right? So this is how dudes dealt with certain situations. They dealt with it hands on. It's in your face. It's no games. I could be right or I could be wrong, right? The streets was different. The cloth was different. It was a little more serious because nobody was playing with you. Nobody was playing with you. When you look at 50 years of hip hop, a part of 50 years of hip hop is the drug game. That element is a part of 50 years of hip hop, but it's what you did in the game. Everybody didn't want to be stuck selling packs in the projects, so dudes tried to get in hip hop. Like Jansen, he tried to do hip hop. Jblack. How many rap songs have you ever heard where there's been mentioned about the West Side lynch mob? There was even an East Side lynch mob. My man Jerry and them, redhead Jerry with the red hair and all that, Smiley and them, 112 and all that. You got the East Side lynch mob. But when you mention the lynch mob, everybody goes to Lou Sims and them. Yo, dudes in the West, 40 Wolves. Those was blocks that was known for being dangerous. Y'all keep saying, Manhattan niggas get a bunch of money, right? Those is money niggas. But those blocks is known like Brooklyn blocks. 39th Street. Those blocks are more known for violence. How many kingpins came off those blocks? Come on, let's give me 5 good names that wasn't rap niggas. Give me some names. Those blocks was known for more violence than getting money. You had dudes that was getting to that bag, but those blocks are known for you hear 40. When you see a nigga that's somebody he's a 40 Wolf, you don't look at him as a nigga with good hair, colorful, butter soft leather, and some beef and broccoli's on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't talking about Smiley. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about my man Street. My man Street. Shit is real, man. Those is blocks you had to get a tourist passport to go to. A tourist passport. You might have had to call a Lou Sims. Yo, Lou, my aunt live on your block. I'm coming and do something. Those blocks is, we talk about 39th Street, right? Big Al, the rapper Big Al. The guy who allegedly killed Big Al, they said he had like 3 man downs in the 4-block radius. Big Al passed away. The night he passed away, he's supposed to, I guess, do something with Rockefeller at a club called some shit on the east side in the 50s, Club Pulse or Pause or some shit they called it. But Big L was supposed to do like a signing with Rockefeller, some type of joint venture. And he got assassinated outside. The man who they blamed for this shit, or they tried to blame for, had 2 other man downs. Can't make this shit up. Yeah, at some point you can't make we have to deal with the do's and the don'ts. Now, for those that want to jump in this good old live, and we can kick the motherfucking ballistics for a little while, we could. Let me see what's going on, man. Because I think we get it misconstrued. Is Jblack going all bad? Is Jprince doing all bad? He's on a PR run over some street shit. Sounds weird. A man down. Like, now, back in the days, that would have been called sus behavior. That's like somebody dying and I'm in the source talking about a nigga that died. But you gotta keep in mind, Takeoff is a hip hop nigga. So this is all hip hop shit. Rest in peace to Takeoff. But he's a hip hop nigga. So this is what comes with that game. That's like we going to world tours. My mother nigga on the corner. Yo, Zeke, such and such. Yo, I body this nigga, body that nigga. Now we're gonna deal with the facts. Now we're gonna hear this story of the great Lou Sims. The great. Don't forget to check out my man, Aggressive Defiance ADTV. He did a great thing on Hassan Campbell yesterday. And shout out to my man Spitty Blow Dollars. Solid Dean's in the building, the atmosphere. He's doing great work. Check out that interview he did with Bimmy. Now think about this. When Bimmy was running with Russell, it was a dream, an idea. He was around for Sucker MCs, King of Rock, Who Knows, so on. Tila Rock, he was around for all that. It's yours. Commentated, illustrated. But when hip hop was on, what's that? Disco, the disco channel with Big Sal from Fever and Marley Marl and rest in peace, Mr. Magic, and shout out to Fly Tie, he was up there too. Public access radio. Then they brought this show to BLS. The first hip hop show ever. Mr. Magic Rap Attack. On commercial radio. Not college. Shout out to college radio because college radio definitely helped move the culture forward. When every market didn't have a commercial hip hop station or a commercial hip hop show for hip hop, college radio was doing their thing. We can't forget about those dudes in the Midwest that was doing pirating hip hop. Illegal hip hop stations in the Midwest and someplace on the West. All this is moving the culture forward to where hip hop is at now. People had to die for things to get where it's at now. For this culture to be where it's at. Go to jail for 2-3 good summers. Let's get to the get there. Let's talk about the infamous Lou Sims. Now, Infomines did a great video on him. A couple of others, right? And I gotta give Lou Sims credit, man. He's very well versed here. Here go Lou Sims right here. On Vlad. Shout out to Vlad, man. Ain't no king was popping. Just some OG loose Sims, man. His words, not mine. Shout out to Flash.
So you end up being labeled a rat. You got the rat jacket, but you still in the penitentiary for the rest of your life.
Right. But then it don't really right now. It don't make a difference anyway because, like I said, like he told me back then, the rats gonna overrun us. You know what I'm trying to say? So I wouldn't be surprised if rats is running the good dudes off the compound now because there's so many of them. You know what I mean? So if you come in there talking about rat this, and all that, I'm not surprised. You know what I mean?
Right. They get you out of there.
Right.
Yeah, I had someone say that to me back during the Don Diva days, that it was getting to that point where cats wasn't even doing like they used to do. And as soon as you come up, hey, what's going on, man? It's good to see you, bro. Let me see your piece out. Let me see your paperwork. Nah, they don't even do that no more. So did you ultimately plead guilty to 8 murders and 2 attempted murders?
Yeah.
No. How were you able to beat the death penalty in Alabama, of all places?
Because somebody else had pleaded guilty to it. And the thing about it, when I first
pleaded guilty to the
when I first went to trial, they lost all the paperwork, the hard copy. They said they sent it to the feds, which I don't understand that when everything is computerized. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they told me. So they railroaded me my first because I didn't have a chance. I didn't even have a paperwork. I mean, they wasn't giving me nothing. So that's how they railroaded me. But me having everything in my from my federal case, I was able to get the case overturned and came back on it. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah. After Leon's unanticipated betrayal, did you begin to doubt your other co-defendants, some of which you had only known for a few years?
What you mean?
Like,
for the ones that was telling?
No, just at the point, like,
no, see, the FCC, you know what I mean? So the FCC, they have a thing where it's anybody that's cooperating with the government that becomes a part of the government, you ain't got to worry about them coming to court until you go to trial. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's official on your case that's not cooperating, they're gonna be at that stand at every court hearing.
Right. So you did, it didn't make you, basically, I was asking, did it not make you paranoid about everybody at that point? Because it's like Leon, somebody whom you described.
At that point, I just felt that it was over anyway, so I didn't really care about too much of anything. You know what I'm trying to say? You know, I just took that approach right there. You know, if I come to court, you ain't there, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Did you have to coordinate your plea with your Cody's? Like with Meech, his plea was contingent upon Terry agreeing.
They give you a global plea,
right?
And everybody cop out to certain parts of the indictment.
So was it difficult to get your Cody's to collaborate on those pleas?
Not at all, because they, like I said, the case was messed up from the beginning, so they needed a conviction anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if we had went all the way through trial, they would have had to produce those witnesses that went to the grand jury. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if they would have, that means that we was being tried on a false indictment. So they needed that conviction. You know what I'm saying? So they pushed for that. That's why they offered the less term. You know what I'm saying? That we can get. So, a person like, you know what I'm saying, at first I'm like, looking at a double life sentence, or maybe even death penalty. For me to come out and say, yo, well, shit, 30 years at my age, shit, I'm good with that. You know what I mean?
How old were you?
I was 29, just made 30. Yeah.
It's a hell of a decision for a young man to have to make.
Yeah, but when a lot of times when you
make decisions for 3 decades of their life.
I had a few people come in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a alhamdulillah that Allah put me through a lot of things where I was able to deal with my prison sentence as well as being able to take that time, because a lot of people that took less time than that, they was like, yo, they couldn't do it. You know what I'm trying to say? And that was because they didn't have those experiences. You know what I'm trying to say? See, me, y'all might find this me being arrogant or don't care, but you know what I'm trying to say? The jail setting was just another part of life for me, regardless. You know what I'm trying to say? So
we started jailing very
early. So automatically, when I went in, I already knew what it was. You know what I'm trying to say? What it was. So I don't really knew what I had to do. And those that was my co-defendants, I put them in line the same way. Yo, look, this is what it is. So, you know what I'm saying? Arm up, do this is what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So me coming to a prison setting, you know what I'm trying to say, that was just another part of life for me. You know what I'm saying? Only thing was missing was like me being able to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Becoming sexual oppressed, shit like that. You know, that's the shit that affected me the most. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean?
So this is the OG. See, this is who tapping out to these bodies. Some of these man downs. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to technically deal with the consequences that came with copping out to those men down. Like, yo, fuck it, I could do 40. I'm young. This is the man who sat there and just said, he's ready, yo, I could take 30, I'll be home. Dudes is telling when they minimum is 20 years. Where he was able to go, yo, for this, let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's him pleaded to 8 murders and beating the death penalty. Again, Cavario is doing a great job. Double shout out to Harlem. So you mink coats, you know, the minks and all that, you know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second, man. He's doing a great job. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's dope. It's good for the coaching, man. It's good for the coaching, you know what I'm saying? I think it's nice for the coaching, man. Now, they go another one. I think this one might be the one he was talking about. It goes Lou Sims on being charged for 10 to 15 man downs on Hump 42nd Street, the lynch mob. Shout out to Cavario, shout out to Vlad. Great content, great things. Let's get there.
According to James K. Karlstrom, who was at the time the Assistant Director of New York Office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, quote, unlike local arrests and prosecutions that often result in plea bargains and short jail terms, these indictments called for mandatory life terms without the possibility of parole, end quote. Some reports stated that as the gang's so-called kingpin, Mr. Griffin, who was rearrested in his jail cell at the Federal Metropolitan Correctional Center, could face the death penalty. What set you aside from the rest of your team as a candidate for the death penalty?
Because of the charges. I had an 848.
You was the only one. You had an 848 by yourself.
CCE, yeah.
You had a CCE by yourself. You had a continuing criminal enterprise. An enterprise,
right, because they,
by definition, incorporates more than one person.
Right, because they added up the drugs that we were selling up and down the East Coast, from, you know what I'm saying, from New York all the way to Alabama, Delaware, Virginia, you know what I'm saying, Carolina. They add that up, and I had more. Well, they said I had more than 5 to 10 people under me that I command.
That's a prerequisite for being a kingpin.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. There's a lot of people that got that. You got a guy on every block, especially during the time we was running around. There was a guy on every block that was hitting somebody who was hitting 2 other people, who was giving work to 3 other people. There you go. Yeah. You know?
And what Cavario's saying, I gotta say allegedly, is it's like you got a block, right? But you need work. So your man got work, he hits you with a brick. So now you gotta put the operation together. I need a stash house, I need workers, I need lieutenants, I need managers, I need lieutenants. So I give the lieutenant the work, he gives the street managers the work. The street managers, they get paid off the skin. Basically, they get paid off the packs allegedly. So now you hit them with the allegedly off the packs. It's like you pay them, take your money off the top, you get the money back to the lieutenant gets the money from that, and boom, it's the chain of command is weird. That's all allegations, and allegedly don't take it serious, but that's, so most organizations that's ran the correct way, is what he's saying is, you have 9 people under you, streetwise or just whatever you're doing, because this is how money's moving around and your flow's moving around. It doesn't necessarily mean that dudes work for you. You could just be hitting 10 niggas. Or you could just be hitting dudes on the block, and that's 7 heads right there. The person that bottled up is part of the organization too, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? The guy who you sent to the store to get the baking soda, he's getting paid, right? He's a part of the situation too. The guy that picks up the money, he's a part of your, as they say, your organization. He's tied in. He's in the know. Cavario, good job.
10 defendants were charged with 15 murders and 9 attempted murders, 5 of them bystanders who were seriously wounded by indiscriminate gang gunfire. They were also charged with armed robberies and running a multi-million-dollar crack cocaine business, distributing hundreds of pounds of cocaine and crack in Harlem, and opening a wholesale drug distribution network down the East Coast and into Alabama and Louisiana. Federal prosecutor Mary Jo White said, quote, "The alleged enforcer of the group, nicknamed Homicide Lou, was arrested last year following a killing near Columbia University. Homicide Lou has been charged with murdering 10 people and attempting to kill 3 others," end quote. At the time, Detective Ray Mayer commented, quote, "The lynch mob had reached maturity. It had wiped out its rivals on the streets of Harlem and was branching out. They had moved in on Maryland and even as far as North Carolina. One of the murders was in Alabama. Anyone cross them, watch out," end quote. Police also stated that, quote, members of the gang held court on the court of 146.
Now, yo, Lou, I'm not talking crazy. I'm not talking crazy. I'm not talking crazy. This is your interview. This is your interview. I'm not talking crazy. Let's get back to Homicide Lou. Homicide Lou. That's a name to have. I ain't gonna lie, that is a name to have. Homicide Lou. What is it like to have beef with somebody that they call Homicide Lou? Let's think about that. I'm on the east side, get my twos and fews, and somebody goes, "Zeke, somebody named Homicide Lou is looking for you from the lynch mob." How am I supposed to take that? You know what I'm saying? He's took time out of his life to come to the east side and look for me. Homicide Lou. Shout out to Lou himself.
2nd Street and Lenox Avenue, wearing T-shirts that showed the silhouette of a man hanging from a tenement building and sported the name of the gang, end quote. The name lynch mob struck terror in the hearts of local residents who feared reprisal if they spoke with the police, Mayor said. The big break came in August of 1994 when Homicide Lou wandered out of the lynch mob's turf for a hit near Columbia University. The day students were moving in, Mayor said. Outside of their neighborhood, nobody ever heard of them, and people weren't afraid to step forward and talk. James Kallstrom, assistant director of the FBI's Manhattan office, said, "We are treating the drug gangs much in the same way as we would organized crime like the mafia, and that will help nip them in the bud." Can you describe the day that the feds came for you for the lynch mob case? You were locked at that time when they came for you that case. You was already sitting for gun beef, right? Federal gun beef.
Yeah.
Right. So you were in your cell. I know you must have known.
No, I wasn't rearrested. I mean, that's something that they put in the paper to satisfy society. But they never called me down to rearrest me, fingerprint me, and say, you know what I'm saying, this is the new charges that you get. But what they did, when my next court date came, they presented more co-defendants as well as more charges. You know what I'm saying?
So when your next court date came, that was on your gun charge that you were already sitting.
Right, but even then I wasn't really facing. I was facing a conspiracy over my gun charge. You know what I'm saying?
How's
a
that?
Conspiracy that I just so happen to be. Just say like, if I'm someplace where you doing business with this person, I just so happen to be there. Regardless if I know what's going on, what you passed in that bag and when he passed, I was just there. So therefore that made me a part of the conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? So that was my next charge after when my co-defendants came. But then after that, you know, I guess they must have realized that what these feds had, even though everybody was on minor charges, you know what I'm saying, they ran the charges up themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's not
the feds. The feds ran the charges up.
No, my co-defendants ran the charges up themselves.
How so?
Because what the feds didn't know, they added to it. They added more to it that we didn't have nothing, just to try to get out of jail. Because if you know, like one thing I remember from the beginning of my case, I had this brother named Ice that was on Boy George's case, and he told me, he said, Joe, look, before we finish this sentence, the rats gonna outrun us. And he went to explain. He was like, yo, look, every day they coming in, the rats is they pulling dudes over and trying to get on their case or explain it to them a way to get off their case. So now that just made it more rats as more, rats as it came along. So now, every co-defendant that came in, you had somebody approaching them, you in that case? Oh, yo, I'm trying to say? So they trying to either find out what they can find out or trying to coach them into, because if they coach them into going out and to see the people, they get credit for that. So now, the more they coach, that's the more they got. So now, when you get in there, dudes is like, okay, I'm in here. I you know what I'm trying to say? They offer me 5 years, but I don't want to even do 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, that's what they doing. They trying to find their way out. You know what I'm saying? Because me and you can't run in the street for a certain amount of years, split money and all this shit, claim we love each other and all the rest of the shit that I've been through thick and thin, and then you come in here and you decide that, okay, in other words, you could have killed me when I was on the street. Why would you have these people kill me? Why would you stand on the death penalty knowing they're going to scrap me down and going to fry me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, damn, son, you could have, I love you so much. You could have called me in the middle of the night and got me out the house and did something to me. Why would you do some shit like this? You know what I'm saying? Make it worse. Why would you let these people do it? You know what I mean? So, that's how it is in this federal system. And, when I said it was no physical evidence against me, that the feds don't need that no more, because they got their physical evidence is the person that just, whether he make a story up or not. You know what I'm trying to say? As long as it's convincing and giving them what they want, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that the first half came and they told their story, but added so much in it that these people that came in the second time, they couldn't collaborate with it. You know what I'm trying to say? And they supposed to have been there on this, because that's how they came in. You know what I'm saying? So now they just get caught lying. You know what I'm saying?
Some deep shit, man. Yo, is this thing is serious? You know what I'm saying? This thing is serious, man. I think Hassan Cameras made a video talking about the Gilly and Wallow side with the Jprince family. It's a dirty game out here, man. These dudes become bloggers. If they doing, they're blogging, and in the mix of their blog, you know what I'm saying? Jprince is on a blogging thing, and these guys, to go viral, this is what they do. This is what Gilly allowed to happen. Welcome to the dirty section in the dark side. This one might get a little deep, man. I got 2 more to play. This one's 5 minutes. Lou Sims on being on death row for 3 years after friends snitched about his childhood. Lou Sims on the lynch mob suspected of 40 murders and just like surgeons. I'm going to read that one first. It's 5 minutes, brother. People, work with me. Work with me. Shout out to Vlad, man. Vlad TV's in the building. Definitely support him, subscribe.
I'm going to paraphrase a newspaper article from the summer of 1995. For more than 5 years, the lynch mob waged what prosecutors called, quote, a reign of terror, end quote, in Harlem, murdering rival gangsters, shooting bystanders, and terrorizing the neighborhood surrounding Lenox Avenue and 142nd Street. In 1994, members of the lynch mob slipped into Harlem Hospital dressed like surgeons. Police reported their intentions were to stab to death a rival drug dealer who had somehow survived an attempt on his life just a few days earlier, despite being shot 15 times with high-caliber handguns. In 1995, Mary Jo White, the then United States Attorney in Manhattan, announced the arrest and indictment of 10 people she said were members of the murderous gang known as the 142nd Street Lynch Mob. This 86-count indictment charged you and 9 others, alleged members of your crew under federal racketeering laws, and you were all potentially facing the rest of your lives in prison. Although the government charged your group with 15 murders and 9 attempted murders, they stated publicly that they suspected the lynch mob of as many as 40 murders. when you were notified of the federal indictment, did you fully understand the magnitude of the charges you were facing? Like, you really get like, yo, this is.
Yeah, I thought it was over at the time, but like I said, like, you know, the newspaper gonna hype up anything anyway. You know what I'm trying to say? Especially when they got a case like that and the prosecutor trying to make a name for itself. So therefore, they're trying to get the jurors to hear it. So when they do come in, they could be biased toward the cases. Right. But at the same time, a lot of the charges was trumped up. You know what I'm saying? I either beat them in the state, or a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people was lying just to lie. You know what I'm trying to say? So when you got dirty prosecutors, they'll be like, yo, even if you don't know nothing, you know what I'm trying to say, we're gonna help you remember something. You know what I'm saying? So that was basically our case, because really I wasn't never supposed to serve time. You know what I'm trying to say? Due to the fact, because they never had a case on me, they never had no physical evidence on me. You know what I'm trying to say? And then you had lawyers like Anthony Rico, you know what I'm trying to say, and all y'all niggas in the street still hugging on to him, but he's a piece of shit. You know what I'm trying to say? He not only fucked over the first World Trade Center bombers, but he also fucked over my case too, because it's like a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? Because he spoke on a tape saying that he didn't like me or whoever because we did something to him. That was a conflict of interest back then. You know what I'm trying to say? So that was grounds for me to for him to even say that he wasn't going to take the case, or he was going to dismiss himself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on this shit for people to know, especially our circle, to know what type of nigga he is. You know what I'm trying to say? Excuse my language for saying that, but sometimes the word is deserving.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So you telling me that your lawyer,
not my lawyer, my co-defendant lawyer,
or your Cody's lawyer,
right,
had personal grievances with you,
right?
Based on what?
What I just told you. He said on the documentary, he didn't like me or whatever because we did something to a person that was close to him.
Oh,
so therefore he's supposed to accuse himself, because
absolutely.
Now that we know this about, so therefore I feel that, you know what I'm trying to say, if we went to trial in April and these people got caught lying in October, if he was any kind of a lawyer, he would have been like, yo, look, they got lying in October. So therefore, we could have dismissed the indictment and got a whole new indictment. Instead of all, they took us to trial on the same indictment. You know what I'm saying? And us being naive to the law, you know what I'm trying to say, we copped out to that indictment, which wasn't the original indictment. You know what I'm trying to say? Because how can you get an original indictment for somebody that lied at the grand jury?
And you know it.
Right. So now, years later, when I get all this for freedom of information, all this information from fighting my federal case, they refused to overturn my federal case because they said it had no merit. Why? Because I couldn't find the documents, because they said it was lost in the archives, and I couldn't find the disc of us saying, yo, look, you know, would these people be testifying? But they knew they was lying in October. We went to trial in April. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the reasons why we copped out, because why we facing crimes that we know we didn't commit. You know what I'm trying to say? So therefore, if they putting all the crimes on one person, and they be like, yo, I didn't do that, what the fuck? You know what I'm trying to say? So now I'm looking at it like that. So it ain't no way I'm gonna beat it. But now when they found him lying, if he had said that, or we had known what happened instead of me finding from Freedom of Information, that's like 6 months that they found him telling. They supposed to told us that as soon as we got the trial, or before we got the trial. That's part of our 401. You know what I'm saying? That's right. You know. So really, I just served time just to serve time. You know what I'm saying? You know, because if they had to come back with another indictment, I probably could have beat the case. You know what I'm trying to say? Or or got less of time.
You know, it's good. It's good that we're hearing Lou Sims speak. This is good, man. Because that was some unjustable shit. That was definitely an injustice. And you know, this one might get a little testy. You know what I'm saying? It might get a little testy. Lou Sims on being on death row for 3 years after friend snitched on her about his childhood. Let's find out who this friend was.
up together.
And who's Charles Fat Leon Brown?
Well, he was, I guess that me and him met when I came home in 88. Even though he said he went to school with me, I couldn't remember him back then. You know what I'm saying? Because I really stayed in school I went to school very rarely, you know what I'm saying? I was mostly in the street, especially when it came to junior high school and high school. You know, if I had a means to be in the street to sell some drugs or whatever like that, that's where I'm at.
Now that's supposed to be, he's talking about Charlie Clip's father, I believe. He's talking about Charlie Clip's father, the freestyle rapper. The battle rapper, I think he's on that show with Wild Out, or whatever the case may be. He's about his father.
I come to school when I'm fly, whatever like that, because you know, like back then it was a fashion show. But I met Leon on through Black, and how we really got tight is because one day I was going to a rooftop, and he was standing outside his car, and I'm like, you know, I'm thinking that he just standing because he had a sweater on. I'm like, okay, so I pulled over. When I pulled over, I got out and started talking to him. He told me some dudes had robbed him. I was like, robbed him? He said, yeah, they took my coat and they took my money and my chain. I'm like, yo, get in. I had a Nissan Standard 4-door with the one-piece BBEs back then. So we went up the block. He told me which one he went up. So we going up each down, going up the avenue, but going through each block, we found the dudes on 49. But when I got out the car, I had a tech. So I used to carry those screen. Under my Woolridge, but I'm going to the rooftop. So when I see them, they see me get out the car, they happy because I went to IS-10 with them. But then when they see him get out, they frown. I'm like, yo, this is my man, blah, blah, blah. So they gave the coat back in the chain, but I told them, they let them keep the money due to the fact, they got to get something. You know what I'm saying? It was like $1,500, $2,000. So I just let them do that. But at the same time, I let them know, that's my man right there, But they robbed me of Willie Burgers. Yeah. They robbed him in front of Willie Burgers,
Did you send a letter to Leon asking him why he was cooperating, that he in turn gave to the feds?
It was something like that. No, I ain't asking him why he was cooperating. I just told him to chill, you know what I'm saying? Because, everything is good. We good. You know what I mean?
Right. What made him, what was in that letter, do you think, that made him think he was being threatened?
It wasn't nothing in that letter to be threatened. Like, it was just basically like, yo, just chill out. We got the lawyers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get the second lawyer to this lawyer right here. We good. But at the same time, everybody tried to, it was like a no-win situation I was in. You know what I'm trying to say? The prosecutor just put it on the table like, yo, look, we want him out of everybody. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you came and you had something, because you had people that was in MCC that wasn't on our case trying to jump on our case. But then you had people like Hot Dog Cliff. I'm most definitely going to scream him out because he took a letter that I wrote to somebody else to the prosecutor and told them, yo, look, this is what he said. But all I said, yo, don't even come see this dude, don't even fuck with this dude because this is what this dude doing. But then that's was the reason why they gave me a request to jury and they had me on separation from the whole case. So if you look, even my co-defendants that wasn't telling for a minute, it had to take me to get back with them because they used to have me in the jury section and have them right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I can't even talk to my lawyer at the desk. You know what I'm trying to say? Y'all separate. But what they trying to make me see is that, yo, any day, any one of these gonna be on me. But at the same time, a few, like 4 or 5 of my co-defendants, they did. You know what I'm saying? So we went to trial. In the middle of trial, once we realized that what the case was going to be, that they was going to accept people that was lying. You know what I'm saying? Because they found out people that was lying on our case. That's why certain people got like Fat Leon Brown and the rest of them, they got life sentence because they got caught lying. You know what I'm saying? So when they cop out to an indictment that calls for life, that's what you get when you get caught lying. So that's what they get. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm looking at it like, damn, y'all motherfuckers. Even after they did the federal case, they tried to come back on my state case, which was an Alabama case, and try to tell on me on that case. You know what I'm trying to say, to get their 5K1 back. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to try and got on the stand. The most affected person that got on the stand with was Derek Razor, Bootney. You know what I'm saying? Because he went back to 1976 when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? Playing, robbing people in front of school. Because, like I said, when we was kids, we used to go to supermarkets steal, but we used to come back and rob the kids that was packing bags. So he went all the way back to there. You know what I'm saying? When he went back to there, he was like the character witness of that. You know what I'm saying? So he was like a effective whip, and I got convicted because of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I still don't.
Your OG7 Blanco was throwing money in the building, Beamer, Pajama was popping. You see how that played out, man? You see? The more somebody know about you, you see what happened. You see what he said about Charlie Kim's pops. He told on him. That's what happens. You lie to the government. You know what I'm saying? And he should did what they did, kept it funky. He probably be in the streets right now. So they do it to themselves, man. Dudes do it to themselves. They put themselves in unworthy situations. If he had kept it funky like they kept it, he'd probably be home right now. Now he's sitting around going, damn, I got the rest of my life in jail and I lied. I thought I was doing something slick and they caught me lying and gave me the rest. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't tell you, but if Lou did 30 and he said he went to jail when he was like, what's that, 29 or something? He probably in his 50s. He probably like in his 50s. GMO status was popping. From 19 or 20, he's probably in his 50s. You know what I'm saying? If in 1976 he was in junior high school, in 1977 he was in junior high school, you know what I'm saying? He had to be like 12, 13, 10, you know what I'm saying? And I heard of IS-10. That's a West Side school, IS-10 and those certain schools. Like I told you, most dudes got their reputation before they finally hit the block. You know what he said? Yo, I knew the goons on 149th because I went to school with them. You see? I went to school with them. We went to school. That's how I knew them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of individuals, our generation, reputation started from schools. So by the time you got to high school, you already had a name for yourself. You got busy. So basically, like I said, a lot of dudes didn't come out the closet until they went to jail. Right? Because they became shooting for the stars. But before then, they was... And then they had some dudes that got busy all their life that had that reputation. You see how it happened? He said Duke got robbed. He got dancing, but see, he respected the game. See, that's the generation we come from. They ain't gonna give it all back. What you want? You know what I'm saying? You want the chain, jacket, or the money, but you can't get it all. See how that works? Nobody died in this situation. Get it out here, son. You see how it go? They seeing him like, oh shit, what up, Lou? They see this nigga like this beat it out. Check it out. The same nigga they both want to be the same nigga to sit in line and tell them. Can't make this up. But Debbie, shout out to Vlad, great context. Shout out to Cavario, great interview. Now I am you know what I'm saying? Hold on one second, party people. Hold on one second, man. The necessaries, man. Chemo status is in the building. Let me I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. Hold on one second. And I actually recorded this shit. You know what I'm saying? This one. Hold on. Yeah, this is at the part. I actually recorded this. This is his brother. This is Lou Sims' brother. I actually recorded this. I was at the Party Club Legends. This is Lou Sims, his tone, the orange jacket. If you look closely, you see Lou Sims in the. Let me get this up, man. This is actually the video. You know what I'm saying? That's Lou Sims over there. This is like a couple of weeks ago. Yes, I actually took the video. This is me in the club. You know what I'm saying? That's his brother. Yeah, DJ Capone right there. It's Club Legends. That's Club Legends. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I think I got it in my community board. Hold on. I can do a lot of backtracking on this. Debbie, shout out to Unique for inviting me. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me get there, man. Shout out to my man Joe with TDO, Money D. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? So the man that I was actually at the birthday party. And actually, you know what? I took this picture. They just had like a big thing in New York. Hold on 1 second. Let me show you some more of my work. You know what I'm saying? Some more of my work, man. I actually took this picture, right? This is Lee Ski and this man. This is Lee Ski, right? You see this picture right here? You see it clearly, right? You see this picture? I took this picture at A1 Records in the Village, right? He just did something in Manhattan. It was real big for 50 years of hip hop. Let me see if I can get this. That off topic. Let's see. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, party people. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. This is him. He with the BBS boys. This is a picture he took recently with the BBS boys. Same person, Lee, right? Lee Rock, Starsky. He just had something downtown Manhattan, an exhibit. 50 years fresh and fly. This is him in the picture with his man. They did a tribute to him, you know what I'm saying? I actually got a chance to meet. I took the picture actually. So that's just getting content. You're a content creator. You got to take advantages and opportunities of getting content. You got to remember when you're outside, this is what you're doing, if whatever field you're in. So this man, Mr. Lee Rocksky, this is him and this man. They was at something called Fresh and Fly in New York. It was an exhibit by Jamal Shabazz. Salute to Jamal Shabazz and Lee Jeans for capturing, you know. Jamal Shabazz is a popular photographer in the hip hop culture and West Indian culture in old school New York. We get back to the top. This is them right here, Lee Ski. That's him and this man, cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's content. Just to show you a little bit of content. That picture I just showed y'all, I was at a record shop in the Village. Shout out to Lee Ski. Lee Starsky. Follow him on IG. What? And you know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. We're doing the necessary to get the things done around here. Hold on 1 second, man. But shout out to Rock City, Jeff Mob. Hold on. My man Damon Dash. There's a lot going on in these dirty streets, man. I'm just here. Shout out to my man Crown Course TV. Shout out to my man Harlem Legend. Harlem Legend gets crazy. I actually took this picture. I took this picture as well. This is where I smell furs and minks. That's unique. OG Daniels with the green sweater on. And as you see, that's the great Lou Sims. I actually took the picture because I was at the party. Happy birthday to his brother, Billy Sims. Again, you go outside. You got to take get opportunities to get content. You know what I'm saying? So that was me at the party with him in Harlem for his brother a few weeks back. She listens at that? Got you know what I'm saying? And we're just doing the necessaries to achieve the successes that we do need. Now, what does Jblack have to do with all this story? For those that was outside, y'all might understand more, but it was a rumor on the east side that Jblack was banned from crossing 121st Street. And I don't know, there's certain bands, I don't get caught up in this conversation, but rest in peace to Jblack Jansen. What he had to do with hip hop? He had an artist called MF Grimm. They're supposed to sign a record deal. So all hip hop in the streets, everybody in the streets was dirty, dingy, and dangerous and stupid, dumb. You know what I'm saying? I have to change the thumbnail. Shout out to Harlem. But I appreciate all those that pulled up for some of this good old, Front Street with Liberty Hazelton was popping. Yes, Money D, Chi-Town Finances in the building. Who pulled up for this morning service? Shout out to wifey Southern Belle. Shout out to Southern Belle. Shout out to, my West Side St. Louis friend. I'm in my travels, because I'm a traveler. This is what people do, they travel, right? Yeah, I'm from New York City, 5 hours. But then you got some people that go, Zeke from New York, he from Albany. Because I've been in Albany, New York, off and on since I was 17 years old, right? So I haven't been really, like when I come back to New York, we stick and move, get some money, go back out of town. That's how most dudes move. Some dudes. You heard what Lou Sims said from 142nd Street. Definitely shout out to the donation, Front Street, Liberty Hazelton. You got some people that get money on 142nd Street, and they get money with all the way to Florida. So dudes stick and move, and they move around. Go to the longest stint I lived in New York City was from 2011 to 2008 because my pops was sick, his wife died. So I was basically holding my pops down. Just give you a little piece of Zeke. Other than that, Zeke would have been someplace on the moon if I wasn't holding my father down. So when my father passes away, I have love in my life, and I'm able to move around. So now, instead of having a long-distance relationship with the love of my life, I moved to St. Louis to be with my love of my life. Now, out of all the money I didn't touch in my lifetime, when I was breaking the law, I never had to go 1,500 miles away for any losses or shorts. So there's no reason why I would move 1,500 miles away if I'm doing the right thing and I'm working and I'm co-owning a company. The math don't add up. The math don't add up. So again, doing the due diligences, right? That's some things you have to be mindful of that. My peers be in my chat, my peers. A lot of people want to shout out to Ed Medina, shout out to J Mostat, shout out to Money D. My peers is with me, my peers. Unique pulls up. I'm just showing what travelers do. We travel. Most dudes from New York travel. We make moves. We stick and move. I'm going to give you a brief history of New Yorkians. We go anywhere. We don't, this is, because I'm speaking about this as an educational moment. Men don't go 10 miles away to hang out with other men. That's not what men do. Men don't do that. Men don't do that. We don't go 100 miles to go hang out with my niggas and I'm not getting no money. When men go out of town, they go to another borough, it's to see a girl. Man, I'm not going to take a 3-hour ride to go hang out with another man. No disrespect to those that do it. We have to go somewhere. We have to go somewhere. Where we going? You're going to the bar, we're going here, we're going to eat, all right, son, we out. Men just don't do that. That's not what men do. Because I respect my time. A lot of you dudes don't respect your time. Like I told you, opportunities, right? A lot of pictures I have, I actually physically took because it's an opportunity. I'm a content creator. Let me get a picture, bro. It's an opportunity. Never know when that picture might come in handy like right now. I'm talking about Lou Sims. I a chance to be in his space. You know what I'm saying? The do's and the don'ts, the necessaries, right? Doing your due diligence. That's the understanding. You have to understand. It's a language that we use, party people. It's a language that it's a small language, but it's a language that we use. Like I told you. Since 17 years old, I've been off and on from New York City. It's a great city. It's a great city. I love the Empire State. But we stick and move where I'm from. Where I'm from, we stick and move. Exactly. We stick and move. Keith Howard, we stick and move. Where I'm from, that's how we succeeded in the game. I don't know. Is this new thing that's going on? I don't understand it. I never went to Washington Projects down the hill to hang out with a bunch of other men that's getting money, and I'm not getting no money. That's weird. That's weird to me. And that's why a lot of us that you would call legends and OGs, our conversations is different because we know the do's and the don'ts, what's making sense and what don't make sense. Right? If you spend more time with men than you spend with a female, then that's what you like. You like to be around men. That's just it. If you could be calm around a bunch of dudes, but you're not calm around a bunch of females, that's your forte. But these ideologies that you throw on the ones that's not with that is weird. It's weird. Keith, I'm pretty sure you did not go from BX to VA to hang out with a bunch of dudes that was getting money because that's what real ones are supposed to do. And the reason why I'm saying this for, because we have to be well versed here. OG asked me a question. He already knew the answer. He said, yo, I know why you went to St. Louis. You got love out there. You have a girl out there. Why would you go to, like when we have these conversations, that sounds insane. Yo, why did you go to St. Louis for? Why did you go to Albany for? Why was you going to Albany when you were 17 years old, 18 years old for? To get money. You know what I'm saying? To get money. Most guys that meet other guys out of town is going to tell another guy, yo, son, where the bar at? Where's Shorty at? Where the Shorty's at? Let me meet your cousin. Let me meet yo, son, what's going on? It's not me and you going to spend some QT time together. Again, you're listening to the wrong. I have to be well versed here because a lot of these debates and arguments are weird. Yo, Keith Howard, I'm happy you're in the building. Don't know who you are physically, but we're on the same page. Yo, why would Keith go to VA for? There's only two reasons why. Money or females. You know what I'm saying? Money or females. That's just it. That's just it. Money and females. It's insane, man. I would never think that somebody went out of town other than those two reasons. Other than those two reasons. To get the money or females. That's like moving from New York and going to California to smoke crack. Those are options people have. Yo, what you went to California for? Yo, I went up there to smoke crack. And, yo, son, what's wrong with you? I don't think nothing about females or the economic situations or nothing else. Well, I'm going to tell you a point, people. Right? I love my wife. And we had a long distance relationship. And then after a while, why I come visit when I'm out with this movie? Experience something different in my life. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't that make sense? Let me experience something different in my life. Pop Duke dead, rest in peace, right? And I'm winning actually. I'm just giving you a brief example. I am a manager for a big company. I get paid a lot of good dollars. I have a lovely home, and I'm living a lovely life. My kids are in college. My 2 kids are in college. So my batting average is I'm 2-0, right? My pitching, I'm throwing strikes at you, 2-0. My daughter is going to graduate in December, and my son's going to graduate next year. They didn't follow my path of B, C, and D felonies. Salute to the motherfucking chat. You know what I'm saying? That's a success rate. That's a success rate. That's called successful. And I'm not a millionaire for that. I didn't reach those goals being a millionaire. I can call my daughter right now. Yo, Dad, what's up? Call my son right now. Dad, what's up? Those are the things that happen when we have to participate and stop saying stupid shit to our kids like, move around, be you, do the things you like to do. I would never tell another man to go break their neck to hang out with another man. Now, I got nothing against that forte. Nothing against that lifestyle. But don't argue me about you. You know what I'm saying? The things you do. I don't hustle. I don't hustle. That's the moral of the story. I don't hustle. I haven't hustled since 2008 when I went up north. So block politics, I got nothing to do with it. Why would I be arguing about some other nigga money on my block? Or anyway, Albany, Schenectady, Detroit. Why would I be sitting around arguing about another nigga money when I don't hustle? Educational point. There ain't that much gang in the world that had me jump out the window for another nigga bag. I ain't do that when I had a chance to do it. That shit sound crazy. I'm gonna take all the chances. I'm gonna go smoke a nigga for you, but I'm not eating with you. Think about the things that people think before you start. I'm gonna go to war with niggas on my block or another block, but I don't get no money with them. That's called dick riding. When I was in my prime of hustling, certain gang entities wasn't on my level of hustling. So it doesn't matter to me. If you're selling dimes and crack, and I'm selling a weight of cocaine or whatever, not even cocaine, but it's just whatever. If I'm in the game heavy, if I got access to things you don't got access to, we're not in the same conversation. We're just not. You can't put me in those conversations. I don't know about those conversations. I don't know. You grow up after a while. I came on 2011, haven't been back since. This is an educational moment. Find what you love. Find love. Somebody got to find love. Somebody got to find yourselves. Don't run from yourself, man. Find yourself. Realize some of the mistakes you'll make is because it's you. Nobody else but you. Your decision making. 1, I'm going to fight for a block I don't get no money on. 2, I need to hang around other men. Forget the females, other men. Other men is what solidifies me. If I got to, you know what I'm saying? Those type of decisions is why you dudes bomb. Jblack feed the wolves, man. This is what dudes say. Jblack feed the wolves, man. Ron Brooks in the building, man. That's success. When I go to the round tables with the bosses, what's your resume? I got 2 kids in college. One about to graduate from a 4-year school. One's about to graduate from a junior college. That's the W. They're gonna embrace me like, damn, son, you did that without hitting the lotto. Embrace your kids for the future, man. Embrace your kids for the future. There ain't that much gang in the world that had me go to war with somebody over something that's not going to benefit my pockets. Mom, Brooks in the building. Tell me somebody in my chat that's going to do that. I don't give a fuck what gang you claim. What gang y'all claim? Are you going to go to war over something that's not going to benefit you or your kids down the line? So make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. It got to make sense. I don't know how to drive a car. But if I want to get a car, I can get one. I'm a cab nigga. I'm a bus nigga. I'm a train nigga. You know why? Because I'm not hiding from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck I want to go? Not because I'm tough. Because just like Lou Sims said, you built your you built your resume before you hit those corners with those future killers, with the villains. Teachable moment. A lot of you niggas became somebody when you was 20. Ain't my fault. Ain't my fault you can't go places I could go. Places you find that's hot spots ain't hot spots to me. I don't give a fuck. Because I don't care. It's the one right here, man. What's your success record? I don't hear about nothing else. So all you want to say what you want to say about, yo, what's the success record? Even Green Eye Born. Shout out to Green Eye Born. I think his daughter's a cop or something like that. A correction. Dude's kids are success stories. Yo, what's your daughter? Nah, my daughter's an accountant. I'm not even shouting niggas out. Just real niggas. That's real nigga shit. Yo, I got 100 years, but my son he became an accountant. A lot of you niggas kids are smoking crack. The nigga kids is doing what you doing, sipping lean. A lot of you kids is doing what you doing, sucking on other men's penises. That's what they doing. That's real shit to y'all. You get around a nigga in that yard and start talking, yo, son, I really got some money. Yo, my daughter about to graduate NYU, what? Damn, like just like Lou Sims said. I gotta deal with my consequences. I fight for my freedom, my family good. I ain't gotta worry about my daughters in somebody's after hour strip club spot because I did the best I can under these conditions and times. My kids believe in me. Your name is your name, there's nothing extra. You are who you are. Not one nigga on this chat, Negro or nigga, will sit here and say that they would jump out the window for something that's not going to benefit them if you're older than 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make sense. So with that being said, for those that's stuck in time, it's not about teaching the kids. Some of you parents need some of this work. Accountability. Bing, 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 bing. That accountability is serious. Ding, 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 ding. You gotta look at yourself in the face and go, damn, son, I'm really a loser. Just like picking the brain, what's your plan today? To go hang out with other men. To talk about some other niggas. You know what I'm saying? Nah. That's not feedback pops. But feedback pops is cool with him though. That guy right there, Lou Sims. This shit is real 50 years of hip hop, man. That's the best I can tell you. 50 years of hip hop. Find who you are. Find the things that you like and be true to yourself. Don't subject the outside world to your world. Just be who you are. Be honest. Go, yo, I like to hang out with men. I like to talk about females bad to other men. I think that's dope. It's okay. Don't subject nobody to what you're into. Be who you are. As they say, be the best you. I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm Jblack. Feed the wolves, man. Shout out to my Block 99 Lex. Be the best you can be, man. We lost a lot of good soldiers because we knew what we signed up for. It wasn't an oath pledge. There was none of that shit. It was, yo, somebody gonna go to jail or die. So we gotta move smart out here. It was only two options. Because you had, not saying him, but we had a generation that's come from the homicide Lou, the preacher generation. They wasn't playing with little niggas like us. They wasn't playing with us. They wasn't playing with us. And we played with certain niggas. They handled us like grown men. And that was it. Simple. Think. New York state of mind. It ain't where you from, it's where you at. With that being said, I love y'all. Feed the world. Shout out to Spanish Harlem. Shout out to the world. Shout out to Ron Berg. Shout out to Money D Chicago. Shout out to the people that's Keith Howard in the building. BX, the VA. Definitely shout out to the 050 trying to bring the movement. The movement is moving. Y'all know the movement is moving. Everything is everything. But we're not going to sit here and change another narrative. We're going to deal with reality. And that's why I have to give my spill, because this is what you heard a man who gave a whole bunch of jail time back. Yeah. A man that when he was riding around outside, me and my man was outside. That goes to show you the cloth that was outside. I'm just happy that allegedly none of my niggas was on that $1,000 hit list. Because allegedly the 8-9 bodies them niggas copped out to, those were the who's who. It was, a lot of them was who's. Oh shit, for 10 racks, $1,000. How much money was in Harlem? Niggas just knocked the niggas off for fun. Hell yeah, if a guy loves gonna play, of course. That's their world. They can survive in jail. Some dudes always been in that type of system, from group homes to foster care to they're okay with being taken care of by the state, by the people of whatever state they're in. Facts, Money D. Those are the facts. Some of the niggas that we love, some of the niggas that we give these gangster tags to, they love jail. They okay with that shit. That's why they do the shit that they do, because they don't give a fuck. If I go back, I'm good. They've come to that. They've given up on everything else and said, fuck it, it is what it is. We have an option. I'm not putting myself in that situation. That's the best I can do. Anything can happen, but I'm not going to put myself there. Definitely, facts. That's a fact, Money D. Let's think, man. Who's since been home for a couple of summers. Yeah, hi. Go see that Paid in Full too, you heard? They're working on that. Go see that. Harlem's great again. Shout out to OG Jacob from the Bloody Bunch. The OG, man. So the OG, he can call niggas you niggas can't call. That says something about his character, who he is. Fuck the character of what y'all think he is. He can call a motherfucker you can't get next to. Yo, what's up? What's going on? Had me on the phone. What? Oh, shit. Yo, boom. Yo, hold on. Just like Unique. Hold on. Let me call this nigga right now. Yo, what's up? I got Zeke on the phone. Niggas y'all can't, niggas, dudes you can't get next. It's going to take you 2-3 people to get next to. Exactly. And that's what jail does. Jail makes decisions for you. Definitely in the max. Definitely in New York State where I was in there. Child rec, you have to ask them. Yo, they come by your cell, you got to get up. They don't wait. Yo, what up? Child rec program. CO, open my cell. You got to ask for permission though. You got to humble yourself. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So let's stop. Let's deal with the reality. Some niggas like jail. So when we start talking about the youth and the kids and this, that, and the third, we gotta remember we can't keep glorifying these niggas that's going back to the penitentiary. Like there's exceptions to this nigga because he's a real nigga. But he keep going to the he goes back to the penitentiary, but he's still real and solid because we had our back against the wall when there's no responsibility. There's no light bill. There's no, you don't worry about eating 3 hots in the cot. Even if you're in the box, you still get 3 hots in the cot. You get medical. You get all that shit that you had to work for on the streets. Or you got to be fucked up for to get SSI checks and all that. Be mindful of that, man. Don't let a nigga that can't think past nothing free blow over your heads. A helpless nigga will always be a helpless nigga. I don't give a fuck how real you think he is or what you assume. A helpless nigga is a helpless nigga. Somebody asked me the other day about Alpo. I said, no, you know what it was? He said, no, he went around Harlem. So he went around Harlem. Niggas were scared. These niggas wasn't scared of him. He wasn't in nobody's way. He wasn't in nobody's way. No disrespect to me. May he rest in peace when he's not dead, but that man was in nobody's way. He was just taking pictures with a bunch of niggas that may have called him a rat to make them look stupid, but they don't give a fuck because he wasn't in nobody's way. He wasn't telling a nigga that had access to send 4 shooters at him, you can't get money on your block tomorrow. He wasn't doing that. But you see what happened. He played with a little nigga, and the little nigga played back with him. But you see what happened with him? He didn't want to die. And that's why he died. He didn't want to go back to jail. It wasn't a story of the little nigga started shooting. He fell back, started shooting through the window. He pulled over. He got caught with the gun. He throwing drugs out the car. That man did not want to go back to jail. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an infamous story. God, no, me, rest in peace. It wasn't little nigga shot. He hit the shoulder. He shot his way out. We get out of here. That didn't happen. So let's understand what the glorifier is. And that's why they crash in the street. These armies behind, they crash in the street. Everything free ain't good. You ever heard that before? Everything free ain't good. Everything free ain't good. So that's why they crash. A man can't control something in the free world if you don't have everyday access to the information. So all they can do is create chaos. They got dudes that didn't claim New York sets and Crip sets that got faded, that's dead. You know what I'm saying? Or got paralyzed because I refuse, because these guys had an argument on the gate. Some shit happened with a basketball game in the yard. Then led to chaos in the street. Get your shit together, party people. If you feel the need to be a part of at the age of 39, 40, something's physically and mentally wrong with you. If you ain't the leader of it, what makes the sense? Well, how does it make sense? So with that being said, that's why the army's being in disarray. You gotta be smart, you gotta be thinkers. With that being said, I definitely appreciate everybody that pulled up. This was definitely a history lesson. Even the dog, let me show you some shit. Even the dog is smart. The dog don't want to go to jail. I'm gonna show you something. Even the dog don't want to go to jail. This is St. Louis yesterday. This is St. Louis. Shout out to Dirk Brown. Dirk Brown. Shout out to Dirk Brown. He recorded this. They caught this yesterday on the news. Because even the dog don't want to go back to the pound. Look at the dog. Look at this. It's on my. Even the dog went for it. You know what I'm saying? Even the dog. Look at even the dog said, "Fuck that, I'm not going back to jail." Son, you know what I'm saying? They went, you know what I'm saying? The dog said, "Fuck it, I'm out." High speed chase, the dog losing his mind. The dog, look at the dog. Check it out my page or Dirk Brown. He on the radio station 104. He does the real St. Louis news. This is St. Louis yesterday. The dog, look at the dog. Better look. Here go the dog. Even the dog don't want to go to jail, my nigga. The highway yesterday. Even the dog don't want to go to the pound, my nigga. You know it's real when the dog don't want to go. He said, hold on. Dog in the car loses his mind. You niggas is high speed chase. He crashed. His out. I'm gone. I don't know what your niggas is doing. You know what I'm saying? He did what he's supposed to do. I'm out of here. It's up on my page. The dog went for the run. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it's about maintaining, man. Digger blood is home. Just let you know. Everything, food. Check out that content. All that content that's going on with Travario, and the Vlad joints. Harlem, shout out to Harlem. The Cisco kid was in the club that night, 116 the Sun. Now the dog made it across. Word, the dog got away. Word, the dog got away. Would you believe that? The dog got away. He was on the side of the highway. He said, fuck that, I'm going. This shit then got crazy. Dog in the back seat. High speed chase. Them niggas, hold on, that niggas, look out, was the door was open. I'm out of here. I'm not going to the pound. He know because the dogs ain't stupid. I'm telling you, the dog knew this shit gonna end bad. They gonna take me to the pound. I ain't got my shots. They gonna try to lay me down. Fuck that, I'm going, son. The dog was out. And he took his chances in the dirty streets. You know what I'm saying? He thought, this goes to show you how niggas think. The dog was the diversion. When he ran, they were supposed to run. These niggas, hey, you got me. The dog said, fuck that, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what the dog did? Let me show you again. Yeah, the dog got away, man. The dog's alive. Let's check it out. Another look at this shit. The dog was the version. That dog said, fuck that. See me when you see me. Where they said the dog got away, man. Shout out to the ill pit Freedom brothers that was in the car. But I'm just showing you how niggas think. They spider senses. I'm not trying to go back to jail. When the dog said, answer to your question, he wasn't trying to go back. He knew his consequences. He in the car. This shit about to go sour. Police behind us. You two niggas in this dumb shit. I gotta go. Because they take you two niggas, I'm going to jail too. You know what I'm saying? The dog might got 2-3 good bites in. You know what I'm saying? Shit is crazy, son. You gotta check that content out on Dirt. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Warbucks, the dog, like, I done bit 2-3 good niggas. I know them niggas get me. They gonna try to lay me down. You know what I'm saying? Sit me down for a while. The dog said, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Warbucks is in the building. The dog said he out, son. That's some Brooklyn shit. See, that dog was on some Brooklyn shit. He was the diversion. Once he skedaddled, they're supposed to go. But niggas had guns and dogs out. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be scared of the consequences. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all. I gotta go. Mr. Warbucks is in the building. Do the replay. I get the Jblack. Rest in peace, Jblack. Rest in peace, MF Doom. Get the Jprince, the 1090 Jake. Shout out to 1090. Get to your back. Welcome to the dirty and dark side. Shout out to Wifey, Southern Bell, Money D in the building, Chicago. And just enjoy life, man. History lessons. Definitely check out that AD content, Net Stars and all them on YouTube. Dog Soldier in the building. Hell yeah, Break North. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. Salute to Lou Sims, man. Opportunity. At the end of the day, you're a content creator. You got to take opportunities to get content. Shout out to my man, YTL. You have to, that's his job. That's how you make your money. You got to take pictures and photos and be at certain spots. This is what you're doing. You're promoting a product. You're promoting a brand. What's wrong with you, man? You're wasting time. You go outside for free. You bugging, son. You wilding, son. Who goes outside for free? I'm gonna hang out with you niggas for 2-3 hours and not do nothing. There's no opportunity. At least a picture, a photo. Wifey be on her job. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wifey puts me in situations. Yo, daddy, go take a picture. God. Yo, this is the place. Yo, get this. Yo, boom. Opportunities. It's content. Everybody want to see about rappers. They want to see what you're doing. They want to see what life look like. They want to see what the building look like, what trees look like. People have different likes and dislikes. With that being said, appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And what you do to do, you do to do. Feed the motherfucking wolves. You heard? Boom. Shout out to my man Team Smoke. Definitely shout out to my man Crown Courts TV. We here, bro. We here. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to my man John Ramundi. Sonny Ramundi. Illa G. The Captain's Corner, Ron Brooks, Mr. White. Mr. White Bills, you know, my nigga Ed Medina. 88, 89 Norman Thomas, Wiggs. Washington Trolls. Abby Uno again. Me June from Lex. Hector from Lex. Brian from Lex. Brian Shell. My man Rex. Eastside Rex. Kessler and them all. Juju. We here, man. My man Manny, Mankind, E-Dubs, my man Eric. Oh, we Hilltop niggas. We here. Rest in peace, Superman. Rest in peace, Tone Lopez, Green Eye Mike, Rodney Shell. My man Smalls, man. Rest in peace, Cover. Rest in peace, Wazo. We here. The East Side, East Harlem. The East Side, Fat Spanky from 100th Street. That man Hakeem, 110. Ribby Man, my building, 1536. Tyree, 110. Ty Bless. Teddy Ted. Redhead Nelson. Hilltop niggas, man. And for those I forget, you know it's all love, man. Shout out to the 131 crew, the PT 131 crew. Check out the Captain's Corner on YouTube. They do the action figures. Check them out, Joe Vitito. What's up, baby? East River Projects and all that. You know, Metro, New Metro, Old Metro, James from Old Metro, you know, Money One. Yeah. Just check out his brother. He has a store on 110th and 2nd Avenue, Nelson. Exclusive arrivals for all you sneakerheads. Go holler at him. Tell him Jblack sent you. You might get a discount, or you might get punched in the mouth. Either or. Just go through and say, yo, Jblack sent me. You know what I'm saying? Either or. You might get punched in the face by a certain individual. But you go in and he ain't there, you might get a discount. With that being said, I love y'all. Now, that's some people, man. Shout out to my man Nelson, you know what I'm saying? The nigga grew up in the projects with us. Rob's little brother. He owned a sneaker store for as long as I've been home. He owned the sneaker store. That's success in the hood, man. There are success stories. Pansy got a pizza shop. Pansy from Carver. Shout out to the Carver Mall. Pansy grew up with us. Got a pizza shop. There are success stories in the hood. Pansy did a lot of time up north. That being said, I love y'all. Peace.